YouTube, what's up? What's up, YouTube? Good morning. Sorry for the delay. Had some technical difficulties setting up the camera. Coming back from up north. I am back in Florida. So apologize for the delay. What's up, TB? What's up, TB? Salam alaikum. Maple syrup. Salam alaikum. Yeshua Akbar. Glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever, to the ages of ages. Tori, good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Uncle Paul, TikTok, good morning. Dylan, good morning. Christ Topics, good morning. Shout out to Christ Topics. Trying to say bye highs to everybody. What's up? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Paul? Informa. What's up? What's up, brother? It's a new name. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope everyone is doing well. Trying to get my life back into the routine from the traveling. Tap the screen, guys. Let's get to 5K. Yes, I'm back home, unfortunately. Very sad. Very sad. So we got to get these lives popping, man. So that Peace and I can be together again, because it feels like when we get away from each other, it feels horrible.
The whole world starts crumbling down again.
Hey, Bear.
What's up, man?
You're right. I'm just at work. Just wanted to make a quick point. Sorry if you can't hear me properly. I'm just out of breath. And I'm outside as well. But I just want to make a point. So I come across something today very interesting about necessary truth and contingent truth.
Okay. Are you Christian?
Yeah, I'm Christian. Yeah, but the point that I wanted to bring up with you is because, based on your extensive research, I've written a document about it, but I think you're going to be able to explain it in a way that is going to be receivable on a live such as this.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, just to summarize, I came across this thing called necessary truth and contingent truth. So just to bring it to a point, necessary truth is the one ultimate truth necessary to sustain all other contingent truths. So paganistic gods considered contingent truths, for example, and the necessary truths are one that rely on nothing. So when you try to put this principle to scientific standards, they talk about how, the multiverse is a necessary truth, or the principles of maths and science are necessary truths. Sorry if there's a windy. However, there's only one known description of a necessary truth that is coherent with science, philosophy, and even religion, and that's God. And what's interesting is God made it known that he's this very necessary force in the scriptures of the Bible, and then science later on confirmed that this is a possible conclusion based on the information you can have. But the problem is Judaism and Islam don't agree with the principles, the fundamental principles of necessary truth when they put limitations on God, which means Christianity is by default the one that accepts the conditions of a necessary truth in their entirety, meaning if any religion, whether it be Abrahamic or paganistic, then Christianity fits the description of a necessary truth perfectly in how it describes God in a tangible form, Genesis 18, throughout the Bible, and then in its fulfillment in the New Testament. So I thought it's very interesting and is irrefutable when you bring it down to its fundamental core.
Yeah, brother.
Of, what necessary truth is.
I agree with you. I think for my audience, right, I got to keep it down so that we don't lose people. But I think really at the end of the day, like for example, the argument I'm going to bring with love and everything like that, it kind of falls under the same type of argumentation that it's necessary that the Trinity is the only God that can necessarily make sense. That's logical, that can make sense with everything. So
yeah, exactly.
But brother, I'm gonna try to get somebody up so that I don't lose anybody. But I appreciate you
Respect that,
coming up,
No
man.
worries, my friend.
I appreciate it,
You
man.
too.
Have a safe day. Bye bye.
Bye.
What's up?
Yes, hello.
How you doing?
So, this it says Allah is illogical.
Yeah, are you Muslim?
This is what this. Yes, I am Muslim. MashaAllah, I'm Muslim.
Mashallah. Yeah. Yeah. Your God's illogical because you would say that Allah is not dependent, right?
No, he's Asomad, which means that all others depend on him, and he depends on none.
Yeah. So he depends on. So if he depends on anybody, right, then that means he is not really God, correct?
If he depends on anyone,
Yeah. Anything external of him.
anything external of him, if he depends on it, if he needs it to exist, then he's not God.
Gotcha. So one of his attributes is being the most loving, correct?
It's called El Wadud.
El Wadud. Al Wadud, not El. Al Wadud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's one of his attributes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of his 99 names, Asma al Husna.
Right. And this attribute is within his essence, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to word it like that.
So it just maybe you don't know what essence means. Like it's what makes him God is how he exists.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. So continue, please.
Okay. So his attributes are within his essence, which is like how he exists. Now, if he is dependent on anything within his existence, then that means he's not God, correct?
If his name is Asomad and everything depends on him, this is another name another attribute. So this one can't cancel out that one.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So my question to you is before creation, can he express all forms of love?
Before creation, can he express all forms of love? And when you mean creation, do you mean man's creation?
Any creation.
Before creation, can he express all forms of love? He was Adwadud before he created anything.
That doesn't answer my question.
Well, I mean, can you rephrase your question?
Can he express all forms of love without creation?
Can he express all forms without creation? I mean, if his name is all loving, I'm pretty sure he loves himself. And when it was just him.
Is loving himself the all forms of love?
Is loving himself the all forms of love? If loving himself is all forms of love, it's a very interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't the Quran teach you to love other people, like giving to the poor, giving to charity? Isn't loving?
It expresses loving your Muslim brother. It don't say loving no kafir.
Yeah, but I didn't ask that. But is loving someone else, whether it's a Muslim brother or not, isn't that another form of love?
If loving someone else is another form of love. Explain. Can you do that? Can you say that one more time?
Guys, this is what happens, bro. Like when it starts getting tough, I'm talking to the audience real quick. Hold on.
Okay,
I'm talking
to your
I'm talking-
audience.
When it starts getting a little hot, all of a sudden they don't know what words means. All right, look, loving someone else is another form of love. Would you agree or disagree?
Of loving someone else is another form of love. Well, I would just say this, like, is another form of love. I don't know. The question seems kind of like, it seems like one of those bait questions, or, you know what I mean? Like there's something hidden behind it. If we can just get to
It's
what you're trying to make, or
nothing
trying
hidden,
to
bro.
expose.
Can Allah love someone else? Does he love you as a Muslim?
Can Allah love? So he invented love.
So love's created?
When he shows it to someone else, he gives it to someone else. Allah Ta'ala, it says Al-Wadud, that means the all-loving. He created love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I'm saying is, bro, if he has the ability to love someone else, then that is a form of love. Loving himself is one form, loving someone else is another form of love. Would you agree or disagree?
Loving himself is one form of love. I think it's displayed differently. Loving himself would be different than loving someone else.
Correct. That means that's why there are two forms of love, correct?
I would say all forms of love he created.
Good. So can he
For
express?
example,
Good. So would you agree that loving someone else is one of those forms?
Of loving someone else is a form of that he created. Yeah, it falls into another category of Rahman, mercy too. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
not.
say
I'm not
that
talking
it
about
falls
mercy.
into
I'm
the
talking about
category of
love.
mercy.
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about love. Is loving someone else another form of love, bro? Yes or no?
Is loving someone else another form of love?
Dude, are you gonna repeat everything I say?
I
Are you
mean, I'm
gonna? Or
trying
are
to
you
be
just gonna
respectful,
answer the
brother. I'm
question,
trying
bro?
to be respectful, and I'm
I'm
trying to
trying to be
understand
respectful
you.
too, bro. Like right now,
Okay.
right now, you're not respecting my time. You don't. You understand what I'm asking you? You're afraid to answer it. You
I'm
already
not
said.
afraid to answer.
You
I'm
are
just
afraid.
trying
You
to get
already
you to
admitted it. You already
understand
admitted it.
if
You
Allah
already
created love.
admitted
All
it.
right, hold
You
on one
already
second.
admitted you're afraid to answer because you said you feel like it's a trap question. That's why you're taking your time and doing it. Respect my time. Either if you're brave enough to defend your God, then step up and defend it. Don't be afraid of a trap. It's a simple question. Is loving someone else another form of love? Yes or no, bro? You're muted. And respect my time and start answering questions, bro. Otherwise, you can kick rocks. You're muted, bro. Hit the microphone button. This is insane.
Okay, so I'm trying to respect your time, and I'm trying to be respectful as possible. So, is loving someone another form of love? This is what you're asking? Is
Yes or
loving
no?
someone another form of love?
Correct. Yes or no?
Is loving someone another form of love?
He's gonna repeat it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm really.
You want to
trying
repeat it two more
understand.
times? You want to repeat it two
Yeah.
more times to see if you get the answer?
We could be, brother. We could be respectful. We could be respectful.
You're not respecting my
It's
time
love.
right now, bro.
I mean,
You
there's
know the question.
if Allah created love, I think there's different forms of expressing it.
Is loving someone else another form of love? Yes or no, bro?
Is loving someone else another form of love? Let's go with well, let's go with. I would say if you want my answer, because I don't think if it's a yes or no, I'm gonna give my answer, and I'm gonna say that Allah created a special type of love for different ways. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So love's created. Allah's created. Thank you. Get the hell out of here, dude. Crazy, dude. What's up?
Yo, you was saying that we was like when it gets too hot, we like forget what was said.
All right. What?
That's what you forgot what you said, but that's what you said. You said when it gets too hot, we forget what words mean.
Oh yeah. You guys forget like what simple words mean. It's kind of crazy.
Y'all gonna know what them words mean when it gets too hot for real, bro.
Oh, okay. Is that? Am I supposed to be scared?
You are.
I'm
That's
shaking right now,
That's
dude.
the effect of the warning.
Yeah, I'm shaking right now, dude. Shaking. Anything else you want to say?
Nah, nothing. Just that you've heard the warning and you laughed at it.
Yeah, I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing at it.
Let it be known.
Still laughing at it. Still laughing at it. Still laughing at it. Laughing at you clowns. Laughing at you clowns that are so tired of me cooking your religion that now you want to give death threats every day. I'm laughing at you, dude. You think I'm actually scared? You think I'm actually scared?
You're the one that said death threat, bro. Who gave you a death threat?
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
your own.
Hey, you're gonna engage with the argument? You're gonna engage with the argument? Allah, you're gonna engage with the you're gonna engage with the argument, or you're gonna be a clown? Which one you gonna do? You're gonna engage with the argument? Allah is illogical. Agree or disagree? Allah is illogical. Agree or disagree?
Just because you're scared don't mean
Exactly. I am. I'm shivering right now. Are you gonna engage with the argument?
I didn't even mention the death threat. You mentioned death.
Man, get the hell out of here, dude. Dude can't even engage. Crazy. What's up?
Good, it's good. You hear me, bro?
Yeah, what's up?
Alhamdulillah.
You a Muslim?
Yeah, you like Kevin Gates?
All right,
Muslim.
bro. Kick rocks, bro. Kick rocks. All right, let's see if he can answer the question now. What's up?
Hello?
Yeah. Can Allah express all forms of love without creation?
I wouldn't say all forms of love. He created love. Now I have a question. Can we just forfeit this and I ask you a
No,
question?
not yet. I'll promise you, I'll let you ask the question, but we're not going to forfeit it yet. So you understand?
Okay, let me answer the question.
Well, real quick, I just want to. That's fine, but please stop like repeating it. Like, stop being scared to answer the question and just answer it.
I'm just trying to understand, bro. It sounds like, come on, bro. We're just having a conversation. I'm not trying to be with the trickery.
Okay, bro. I'm not. I'm being very straightforward. There's no trickery here.
If you believe in God, then you believe that God created love, right?
No.
You don't believe God created love?
Love is intrinsic to Him.
And can you define it intrinsic? What does that mean?
Love comes from Him. Comes from Him. It's not something that's created.
Love. If he says his name is Al-Wadud, that he's the most loving, the all loving, then love comes from him. Why are you trying to twist it?
I'm not trying to. So here.
Then now can I ask my question?
No, because I'm not done yet. If Allah,
can I say I agree with you
Wolf,
and say
Wolf,
love
please
comes
stop.
from him? Can
Wolf.
I say that? Can I agree?
Yeah, that's fine. Love comes from Him. Okay, now look.
Can I agree?
You understand that if Allah cannot express the all forms of love, like loving someone else without creation, then your God is dependent. That's my point.
It's like a straw man argument, and then
what's a straw man? Define straw man. Define straw man.
Okay, listen, brother. I'll just say, okay.
Can you define what a straw man is?
I just think that topic right there.
Can you define what a straw man is? Because I don't even think you know what that means.
Okay, I just think that's redundant, but I have to ask the question: what is your faith?
What's redundant, bro? Define redundant. I don't even think you know what that means.
Okay, basically, I'm gonna just keep it respectful, bro, and I'm just say that's like it's very a very minute and small thing compared to what I have to ask you. Or what is your faith? Are you Christian?
Yes.
Okay, now I'll have a question. Do you believe Jesus died for your sins on the cross?
Dude, why are you running from this argument so quick, bro?
I'm not running from it. I just said I agree with you.
You agree? Okay, so you agree. So you agree you're God's dependent.
No, I didn't say that. Asomad means the one that depends on none, and all others depend on him.
That's a contradiction. That's a contradiction because He depends on creation to love someone else. Correct?
So so hold on. Then if you say that, then it's the same as if you believe in God created everything, right?
No.
If you believe God created love, then the same.
I don't believe God created love, bro. I don't believe love is created.
Okay, then love comes from Him. I agree with that too. If He says it's El Wadud, how will we else get love if it ain't from Him?
Yeah, but then He can't express all forms of that love that comes from Him without creation. That makes Him dependent.
Okay, is the same thing in Christianity?
Nope.
Okay, then how's it different in Christianity?
Because we believe in the Trinity.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Now, can I ask you a question about the Trinity?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, here it goes. Okay, if you believe Jesus Christ died for your sins in Deuteronomy 24:16, why does it say that the Son shall not be put to death for the Father, and the Father shall not be put to death for the Son, but everyone should be held accountable for their own sins? How did He die for your sins when that's a total contradiction?
Yeah, you don't even know what it means for Him dying for our sins.
I used to be Christian.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Oh yeah, I was going to be a pastor until somebody handed me.
That still doesn't mean anything. That actually makes it worse.
Why can't you answer the question?
Because you misunderstood Deuteronomy 24, and you misunderstood. Notice, and you misunderstood what it even means for Him to die on the cross. For Him to die on the cross is just to heal our humanity, our corruption that prevents us from being in eternity with God. That's all that is.
Okay, if you give me 1 minute, I can prove Jesus Christ didn't die on the cross. If you let me cook.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I can prove it if you just let me cook.
So we're gonna go from what? So this is what we're gonna do, Wolf. We're gonna go from one topic to the next, to the next, to the next. You're gonna just hit walls.
Just let me cook.
All day.
Just let me show you in the book that He didn't die. Let me cook. Are you scared? Let me cook.
Terrified, brother. See you later.
Just turn to this one Bible.
See you later, bro. Get the hell out of here. Let me cook, bro. Please let me cook. What's up? What's up? What's up? You're live, bro.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you're live. What's up?
Yeah, I know. I'm listening to what you guys talking about. I'm listening. You want me to speak?
Yeah, Allah is illogical. Do you believe that or no?
I just did come on the platform early, not like a few minutes ago, so I don't really know fully what the topic was you guys talking about. You want
All right, bro. Why'd you request up, bro? Come on, man. Let's get the next person. What's up?
Oh, my bad. Take me off. I'm just listening. My bad.
All right. Yeah, guys, request up. If you're a Muslim and you disagree, all right, you believe your God is logical. Okay, well, come up and let's answer these questions. Let's answer these questions. Let's answer the questions. Otherwise, if you cannot, then you are proving that my point is valid. That the God of the Quran is illogical. By the way, just so I don't forget, guys, while we got people here, don't forget to follow Peace on the panel. She will be going live later today, so hit her a follow, my fiance. Show her some love. Also, her YouTube is her link is in the bio of my YouTube and then also in the description of this video on YouTube. So hit her a sub as well. Also, don't forget, my Instagram _ bear the image is open now for the public. So you guys can go request on there. Where it's going to be exclusive content. All right. So let's run up those numbers. It was a private, very small Instagram for myself for years. Now I'm opening it up for Bear the Image. So go ahead and request _ Bear the Image and go ahead and hit the request. Let's get the followers up on Instagram. So if you guys want to check out exclusive content, go ahead and hit that. You'll see more behind the scenes stuff. So I expect every single one of you guys to go on Instagram and hit a follow on _ Bear the Image. Okay. Go ahead and hit that follow. All right. Nuruldin, I accepted your request, brother. You got to be patient. Got to be patient. Also, guys, if you guys want to partner with us and help us with our journey on going full time on YouTube, there's a couple ways you could do that. We obviously have a Patreon. We obviously have super chats. We have the YouTube memberships that just opened up as well. Okay, you guys can help us out in that way. Just small donations that you can do monthly. If we get enough people doing it, helps us out tremendously. But we also, if you felt led, there is a GoFundMe that is also in the video description that you guys can go check out to kind of help us get together, so that Peace and I can finally come together, get married, and then do the content that we're looking to do. So, anyways, let's go, guys. Let's request up. Who wants to come up? Noordine, where you at, brother? All right. Noordine's not connecting now. He was begging to come up, and now he can't connect. Now he cannot connect. There he is. Come on up. There we go.
Salam alaikum, bro. What's going on?
Wa alaikum salam.
What you got going on, man?
Not, man. Just talking about Allah.
Alright, that's good.
I think he's illogical
How so?
because I think he's dependent.
On?
Creation. Your mic, man. Your mic is not good, bro. It's like cutting in and out. Is there any way you can fix that?
How is he dependent on creation?
Well, you do believe he's the most loving, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, can he express all forms of love without creation?
I think that Allah is the consistent, whether there was a consciousness to perceive it or not.
What?
That we would a later creation from the other creations that are out there.
Dude, so you're saying that because he knew creation was coming, that's why he's not dependent?
I'm saying that whether we were here to experience or think of the possibility of God or not is in itself a miracle, and think that for us to think that God is dependent to anything of the creation is illogical and
Yeah, bro. I know that's my argument, man. Like, can Allah express? I'm just going to go back to the question because you're I don't know what you're talking about right now. Can Allah express all forms of love without creation, bro?
Okay, yes.
Okay. How can he love someone else without creation?
I don't what you like. I don't know what you're asking for here. Like, what answer?
Yeah, would you agree that loving someone else is a form of love? Huh? I can't hear you.
Hello? Said yes.
Okay. So can he love someone else without creation?
If you're trying to put an emotion to God, I mean, I'm not the type to judge if I'm not like a scholar to talk about God or whatnot, but I don't think that God is a way to perceive it in a human emotion, love or hate or Understand what I'm trying to say?
Nope, I don't. Because he's described as El Wadud. If it doesn't mean love like we know it, then that means you don't even know who your God is.
I'm saying that for us to understand the world around us in itself, conscious in creation, we have to label things good, bad, light or dark. So for us to even think that God works in the level that we understand and perceive is kind of illogical in itself. So you're like flawed in question, is what I'm trying to say.
No, it's not. Because so you're saying Allah cannot love someone else?
If you're trying to say the creator of everything, so when you say God, right, who are you referencing?
I'm referencing your God right now. Can your God love someone else without creation, brother? It's just
When
yes or
I say
no.
God, I'm saying the creator of everything that you could possibly
I get
name.
it. I get it, bro. Yes, that's what you believe that he is. I'm proving to you that he's not. Now, can your God love someone else without creation, bro?
Part of the creation, but he's outside of the creation. It's not just like it's.
Oh, dude, this guy is just cooked. Here we go, guys. Get ready for the word jargon.
Hey, do you have an argument against Tawheed?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, who can Allah express all forms of love without creation?
Okay. And you agree that love is an attribute. You agree?
Yeah. Can you answer my question, please?
Yeah. And you agree that the
You're still not answering my question. Can you answer my question?
Let me speak. Let me speak.
Can you answer? You can speak after you answer my question. Can Allah?
Answer your question.
Yeah. Ahmed, you got a short leash on this live, brother. You got a short leash, okay? We're not gonna do. Hey. Hold on a second. Hold on. We can have a conversation, but if you respect the fact that I asked you a question, I'm not gonna sit here ask my same question over and over again while you ask me 10 and I'm answering them for you. Now, you answer my question. Can Allah express all forms of love without creation? It's just yes or no.
What do you mean all forms of love? There's only one love.
Okay. So would you agree that loving someone else, like giving to charity or giving to the poor, like the Quran tells you to do, would you agree that is a form of love?
When you say form, you're just saying like they're just morphes of it.
Is that a yes? Is that a form of love? Yes or no?
No, it's just love. I don't know.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Then no worries. Then the one love is loving someone else, correct?
It's just expressing love.
Good.
No issue.
So loving someone else is how you express love, correct?
Yeah, sure. That's
Okay.
exemplifying love. No issue.
Good. Okay. Then can Allah express love without creation?
Okay. Now, can I answer this fully?
Yes or no. You can answer it fully by saying yes or no in the beginning. Go ahead.
No, it's not going to be a true dichotomy. Can I tell you why?
You got either a yes or a no, or I'm moving on, brother.
Do you want a respectful conversation?
I want yes by you answering my question. By you answering my question, not by you. A respectful conversation is not going to be laid out by what your terms are, brother. This is my live.
Yeah,
You're going to
okay.
respect my live. That's how we're going to have a
Would you
respectful
allow me to
conversation
answer your question,
by
or everybody can hear my answer
by
to your
answering it yes or no. Can he love without creation? Yes or no?
Okay, okay. Now, can you have the entelesia of love without
Get the hell out of here, dude. Get the hell out of here. Freaking clown.
Can we talk about the ethnic cleansing that the Muslims have done to the Jews, the Christians, the Buddhists, all around the world?
You can get out of here too. Get the hell out of here. Can Allah love without creation? Are we talking about the entelesia of Allah? The entelesia. Bro, what the hell? Well, when we're talking about the entelesia. By the way, this is the Ahmed Qureshi that says the Gospel of Luke is the Injil. This is the same guy that said the Gospel of Luke is the Injil, bro. What's up? What's up? Are you
You
Muslim?
said the yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. What was your question?
No, I was trying to answer your question. In the Quran, there's an ayat 29:6, and Allah has freed need of the worlds. Meaning He does not need creation to be merciful or loving. He is overruled eternally, whether or not He created us. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know.
Do you have any other questions about Islam?
Yeah, do you believe your God is dependent?
I don't think He's dependent on anybody. And I apologize. My little sister's in the background if you do end up hearing that.
It's okay. If he is dependent in any way, then he can't be God, right?
No.
Okay. So can Allah express all forms of love without creation?
Yeah.
Okay. How?
It's like back to that ayat where He says Allah has freed the need of the world. I feel like
Allah is what? Allah has what?
We have the need of the world.
Right. Okay. So without the worlds, how does he love someone else?
Without the worlds, how does He love someone else?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Tawheed and oneness of God is what you're asking, like the Trinity almost. Like,
No, you guys don't believe. You guys don't believe in the Trinity. I'm saying without.
I see the oneness of God, but I feel like all three Abrahamic religions were all made with the same light. So like when I say like Trinity, it's more so like there's three types of Tawheed: Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, Tawheed al-Asma wa Sifat, and it's like if there's one more. But
what the
it
hell?
means that He does not tire managing His creation, and He is free of the needs of the world because the dominion of the heavens and the earth, and He is over all things, disposer of affairs.
Can you answer my question?
What's the question?
Do you remember what my question was?
I was in response to you.
Well, okay. What were you responding to? Let's see if you're listening. What were you responding to? What was my
You
question?
said that how does He love without the need of creation, or how like something about the aspect of where He cannot be dependent.
Okay. Okay, guys, pay attention, guys. Okay, because chat, I want you guys to see. Okay, that this is the spiritual component that we deal with. Okay, it turns into a lot of words jumbled up together, usually like in a mumble, and then supposedly this is an answer, but she doesn't even know what she's responding to. I'm gonna ask the question again. Okay. Can Allah express all forms of love without creation? Yes or no, and then you're free to expound on your answer.
Allah is independent and everything else is dependent on Him.
Good. So He can express all forms of love without creation. So without creation, how is He loving someone else?
Because He's not affected by creation, it's God.
I didn't ask that. Without creation, how is he loving someone else?
Why would that matter? It's God.
It matters because you said He can express all forms of love without creation. So I'm just asking you to justify your answer. How can He express loving someone else without creation?
Their existence.
Whose existence?
The oneness of God.
Okay.
The Trinity. So I was going back to that.
So you're a Muslim?
Yeah.
And you believe in the Trinity?
Yeah, I believe that Moses came and gave us the gospel, and then Jesus came and gave us the Injil.
Okay.
And the
Yeah,
Jews punished
you're
it.
not even a Muslim. You're not even a freaking Muslim. Holy crap. What the hell is she talking about?
Assalamu alaikum
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Did you hear my argument, man? I'll repeat it again if you need me to.
Yeah.
All right. You don't believe Allah is dependent, right?
Nah, I don't believe in Allah, brother.
Oh, man.
I believe in Christ, you know?
Amen, brother. Amen.
Amen.
Alhamdulillah.
Man, just keep spreading the gospel, brother.
Thank you, brother. Alhamdulillah. Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. All right. Well, a Muslim that believes in the Trinity, that Moses brought the gospel. What is going on, guys? What is happening? Like, you literally can't make this up now. Tap the screen if you believe this is the best morning live on TikTok and the YouTube. Also, hit the follow on my love here, my fiance. If there's a little plus sign next to her name, that means you don't follow her on TikTok. And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. You just put your little finger right there and boom. You know, it just happens. It works like that. Okay. Also, hit her a sub on the YouTube. Don't forget, YouTube memberships are open. For those of you that want to be a part of it, you get access to early releases on videos, etc., etc. All right. Where's the next guest at? Where we at? Where we at, gang? Tap the screen. Let's get to 10K. The likes are slacking today. Definitely slacking. The Islamic dilemma forcing Muslims to scramble for anything to validate their corrupted religion. Yes, I agree. Islamic dilemma is definitely giving them a lot of problems. I think this is an Islamic dilemma. Oddly enough, we have Muslims that debate against the Trinity and talk about how the Trinity is illogical. But then they go ahead and they don't even realize their own God is illogical. Without your God being triune, there's no justification for him being the most loving. Without admitting that he depends on creation. I didn't pay much attention to the Hebrew Israelites, but they are crazy racist. Yeah, they are. They're pretty racist. They're pretty racist. They are pretty racist. How painful was IP's debate? Not sure I can take the racism. Yeah, it was definitely interesting, to say the least. To say the least. What's up?
Yeah, what's the argument?
What's up? Are you the one that's from my Discord?
Yeah.
No, I thought you don't go live, brother.
I don't, but I gave an exception.
All right, so good. Now we got 100 people on YouTube, 150 here, 250 total. Now we could do it in front of an audience. Okay. So you don't believe that we'll start from the beginning. You don't believe that your God is dependent, correct?
You're equivocating on dependency. If you mean dependency, God doesn't need anything external to him for his own existence, and so he's not dependent.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, good. Now, would you agree that his attributes are materially identical to his essence?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So if they're materially identical to his essence is how Allah exists, correct?
So it's going to be the essential properties of Allah.
Right. So his attributes are how he exists, correct?
The essence is not going to be all the attributes. The essence is going to be the essential ones.
You're mumbling. Say that one more time.
The essence are just going to be the essential attributes.
Yeah, the essence are going to be the essential attributes, right? Which the most loving would be, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So if the essence is how he exists, and the essence is just the essential attributes, which the most loving is, then him being the most loving plays into how he exists, correct?
So him being all loving is going to be essential.
Okay, good. So, can he express all forms of love without creation?
No, he doesn't love nothing. That's stupid.
Huh?
I said no. He doesn't love nothing.
I don't know. I don't know when I said he loves nothing. I'm asking how can he express all forms of love without creation?
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
So he can't express all forms of love without creation?
Yeah.
Okay. So him expressing love would be an essential attribute of his, right?
Oh, what? Him having the potency to love is essential. Him actually loving is not essential.
Okay. So your God has the potency, the potential to love.
Yes.
Okay.
True.
All right. So your God goes from potential to actual.
That's right. I don't believe in active potency in the way you do. I don't hold to potency reason.
Okay. Is that a yes? That he goes from potential to actual?
Yes, but the way you hold to it, I don't believe the way you hold to it. If you hold to Aristotelian potential, I hold to that.
Dude, you're mumbling. You're
I
mumbling.
said the way you hold active potency to be, I don't account.
I'm not even talking about active potency. I'm just talking about regular potency.
Yeah,
Does he go from potential to actual? Does his essence go from potential to actual?
He goes from potential to actual. Something in him learned the essence. That's
Say,
unchanging.
dude, stop mumbling, dude. What?
I said the essence is unchanging. He can have potentiality in him.
The essence is unchanging. Define change.
Change is going to be two states of affairs that are numerically distinct.
Oh my God, dude. Can you stop mumbling?
Oh, two states of affairs that are numerically distinct. That's change.
Change is going from potential to actual. Agreed or disagree?
I just gave you an account.
Do you agree with my definition that change goes from potential to actual? Yes or no?
That can be a change, sure, yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Does his essence and his attributes go from potential to actual?
He goes from potential to actual.
Huh?
The particular self can change, yeah.
Okay, so his essence does go from potential to actual.
Well, I just said the essence is unchanging. The particular can go from potency to actuality.
What particular are you referring to?
The being itself, God.
So Allah is a particular?
Yes, of course, Allah is a particular. What do you think? Yeah, universal?
This is insane.
You
So
think-
what's
you
the...
think God is universal or something? What you talking about?
Wait, Allah is a particular.
Yes, bro, yes. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Yes, bro.
Oh my God. Define
Yeah,
what a
well,
particular is, please.
particular
I just want to make sure we're talking the same language here.
An instance of a rational nature.
Huh?
An instance of a rational nature.
An instance of a rational nature. Okay. So so he is a particular of a universal?
Yes. The unity is a universal, and he's a particular.
And where's this universal from? Like, where do we get this universal from?
What do you mean, where is it from? What does it have to do with love, anyways?
Well, I mean, this has to do with Allah. This is crazy.
This
So
argument
is Allah subjected to the universal?
What does that mean? Wait, why do we switch arguments? What are you doing?
Well, we're not. I'm just going down the path of how you look at Tawheed. Is Allah subjected? If Allah, is Allah subjected to a universal?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Do you know what subjected means?
No.
Okay. So you understand that if a particular, because we believe in the same thing, a particular is an instance of a rational, well, you say a rational nature, right? So an instance of a universal, correct? There's a universal, and then a particular is an instance of that universal. Would you agree? An instantiation. Okay, good. So that means Allah is subjected to the universal in order to be that particular, correct?
In the sense where he... Wait, what do you mean subjected?
If a particular of a universal doesn't go by what how a universal defines that being, then is it actually a particular of that universal?
No, the particular is just going... the universal is going to be divinity. It's going to be an instantiation of divinity.
Okay. So he's a particular of the universal of divinity, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So is he subjected to how we define divinity?
You haven't even told me what that means.
Okay. So if he is a particular, is it possible for there to be another particular of that universal?
No.
Okay. So then how is it a particular?
Isn't how it's a particular? Why can't it be a particular?
What, dude? Stop mumbling, bro.
Oh, why can't it not be a particular? Why does it need to be multiple particulars for a universal?
Because if it's only a particular, then it would need to be, he would just need to be a universal.
No, the universal.
I thought Muslims believe that Allah is a universal, not a particular.
No, what? Omar literally told you that in your debate with them. You don't believe it's a universal.
You don't believe Allah is a universal, he's a particular.
Oh, Omar literally told you that.
Yeah, but that wasn't the topic. I don't care what the hell he was talking about when it comes to that.
This isn't the topic either. The topic is the same thing. The topic is love.
I'm bringing up the topic with you. I'm bringing up the topic with you because I can't believe that you even admitted to something like that.
Why are you drifting love? You're going away from love now? What are you doing?
Oh, no. The love thing, if he has change, which you agree is going from potential to actual, right? Then how can he be eternal?
What?
Define eternal, bro. What's eternal?
No beginning and no end.
No beginning. Okay, so outside of time, correct?
Well, is time
Not subjected to time. That's what I mean by outside of time.
No, he acts temporally.
I'm not talking about his acts. I'm talking about his essence. Is he outside of time? Is he subjected to time? Is his essence subjected to time?
Again, I don't know what I mean. You have to censor it.
Okay. So is Allah, does he have no beginning, no end in his essence?
Yeah.
Okay. Time is the measurement of change, correct?
Yes.
So if his essence changes, then he is within time, correct?
I never said his essence changing. I said the being itself changes.
The essence, which you agreed, has potential, right?
No, what the I said the being, bro. The being can change. The being has potentiality.
The attributes, are they identical to the essence?
No.
Okay. You said earlier they're materially identical.
Yeah, they're not numerically identical.
Okay. They're materially identical, correct?
Yeah, well, they're not numerically identical.
Okay, good. So if the essence is eternal, then that means the attributes need to be eternal too, correct?
The attributes are eternal.
Thank you.
The essential attributes are eternal.
Good. So if they're eternal, then they do not get measured by their change, because change would be within time, eternal would be outside of time, correct?
The attributes themselves don't change, but they can. God can actualize them in time.
The attribute of love before creation, did it have potential to be expressed?
No, God had the potential to actualize them.
Yeah, don't worry. God who possesses the attribute, does he have the potential? Does he have the potential to express love before creation?
He had the potential. No, he had the potential, so.
Yeah, and it wasn't actualized, correct?
Yeah.
Then it goes from actualized when there's creation, correct?
The being of God actualizes it.
I don't care who actualizes it. The attribute gets actualized, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so then the attribute that you say is eternal goes from potential to actual. That's a change, correct?
Just like the being goes from potential to actual as well. What's the contradiction?
I'm asking, did the attribute that you say is eternal go from potential to actual?
God actualized it, yeah.
Can you say yes or no? Did the
actualized
attribute go from potential to actual?
Yes, God actualized it.
Thank you. So if it goes from potential to actual, then it's measured by time, right?
The change is going to subsist within the particular.
Is the measurement of time, is the measurement of change time? Is that the definition of time?
Yeah, the attribute is not going to change. The being is going to change.
I'm not talking about the attribute changing. I'm not talking about him losing or gaining the attribute. I'll give you that he has the attribute the whole time. But does the attribute go from potential to actual?
Oh, no, the being goes from potential to actual, bro.
Get the hell out of here, dude. Get the hell out of here. Thank you for the recording, by the way. Appreciate it. This is the mental gymnastics that we have to do. So chat, for those of you that don't really follow this type of thing, okay? So I'm going to explain it to everybody. Change, by definition, is potential. So for example, this Celsius has the potential to be hot, but it doesn't get hot on its own. It needs something external to cause it to be hot. You put it on a stove or whatever, microwave, whatever. That external thing is what makes it go from potential to actual. So it potentially could be hot, actually hot because of the microwave or whatever you want to say, you do it, okay? So motion is potential to actual. My hand has the potential to go left, right, and then it gets actualized. Time is just a measurement of that. That's all time is. So when we say God is eternal, then that means God has no change within him, no potential. He is pure act. He doesn't have any potential whatsoever. If he does, then he's created. He's within time. What he said was his attribute of being able to love, that's within his essence and it's eternal. When he says it's eternal, he defined it as no beginning, no end, meaning it's not subject to time. It doesn't go from potential to actual. But then he'll say, well, yeah, that's not a problem for his being to change. But his being is his essence. It's exactly what it is. So his essence, the attribute, goes from potentially loving to actually loving because of creation. Therefore, his essence went through a change. Therefore, his God is created. Has to be. Illogical. Oh boy. It's craziness. Make sure you hit peace and follow on the panel. Where are my likes at, man? Like, I don't even have 10K likes mods. What are we doing, yo? Gotta remind people to start liking this live, man. What's up?
What up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing all right.
That's good to hear, man. I didn't know what was being talked about between you and bro. But is there anything we could talk about in particular?
Yeah, I could simplify it. I mean, he goes. It did get a little philosophical, but
Yeah,
you do agree.
Gymnastics right there.
Yeah, on his part for sure. Do you agree that your God cannot be dependent on anything external in order for him to exist?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do believe he is the most loving, correct?
Yeah.
And that's an attribute of his nature, right? When you're off TikTok and mute your mic, man. So if you're talking right now, nobody can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I could.
I don't know all the 99 attributes of God. You know, we have 99 attributes that we contribute to Allah.
One of them.
I don't know if love is one of them.
It is. It's al-Wadud.
I know mercy is. I know that mercy is one of them.
Okay.
But I don't know if love is one of them.
Yeah, al-Wadud is one of them. The most loving.
Okay.
Okay. So can he express all forms of love without creation?
Without his creation?
Yeah, can he express all forms of love?
No.
Okay. So the problem there would be that he is dependent on one of his attributes of his nature to be on creation in order for it to be expressed.
Okay.
That would be illogical.
Okay.
So that's the argument. And that's what I was talking about with the previous guy, but we got philosophical.
Okay. Well, I guess that do make sense then.
Yeah.
That does make sense. In order to have an attribute to have an attribute, you got to have some type of creation to be able to, what is it called? Show that attribute. Show that people can be like, oh, okay, well, my God is merciful, my God is loving, based on this attribute.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be some sort of creation there.
Correct. That means Allah is now dependent on expressing one of his attributes of his nature. He's dependent on creation. You don't see.
Makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense.
So that would be an issue for you are a Muslim, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. You don't see that as being a problem?
Seeing it as being a problem, or that God is being dependent on something?
Yep.
If he was the only one that was in existence, no, I don't see it as a problem.
Well, you don't see it as a problem as Allah depending on creation in order for him to express an attribute of his nature?
Well, in order to do that, it needs to be creation first, right?
Correct. So he needs creation.
100%. Actually, God doesn't even need anything. Nah.
Well, see, there you go. That's where the problem lies, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like,
Yeah.
I agree that God, and I know that you guys believe that Allah doesn't need anything, right? That's how anybody who believes in God or a monotheistic God would have to believe, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But
Yeah,
if we
100%.
start to hash it all the way out, how can Allah love without creation?
Yeah, bro. Your point, you have a valid point. Very valid point. I would say you would have to debate somebody who's real versed in that. Like,
I have, and they all folded. They all admitted that Allah. You could check out one of my videos. There's actually one of the top guys. His name is Omar. He was brought up in the last conversation. If you go on my YouTube, right, you'll see it has like, I think, like 13,000 views or whatever. Go on there and watch it. And in the beginning, or you can go on my TikTok, you can see it on there too. But in the beginning, I actually like clip Omar saying, because I asked him that question, can Allah express all forms of love without creation? This is what he says. Of course, it requires another state of affairs in order for him to. So he admits it. He admits that Allah needs creation in order to love. That's a problem. And that's one of the top guys.
yeah, right. You can't have, like, for example, like, you know, you can't be a lover of anything if there's nothing to love.
Correct.
It needs to be of substance, of creation, of a design in order for you to love it.
For Allah, it is, yeah. For
Yeah.
Christians who believe in the Trinity, no. God can ground love eternally through the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. He doesn't need God doesn't need creation in order for him to ground love.
Just humans, though, we can love, like, material things too.
Correct.
Like, we can materialize something, we can design something and fall in love with it.
I agree.
You know, or art, you know, stuff like that, beauty, you know, truth, things of that nature. Be like, oh, okay, well,
How long have you been?
Therefore, I love it.
How long have you been Muslim?
Bro, I would say my whole life.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, dude, if my argument is making sense, then wouldn't it be fair to start questioning whether this is even real or not?
You have a valid point in that too, bro. I mean, God does tell us to be skeptic and be doubtful of certain things. But as far as his existence, that's one thing that he I'm pretty sure you're aware of that too, with any monotheistic religion.
Well, I believe God exists. I just don't believe the God of the Quran is the creator of everything. He can't be. It's illogical. If Allah depends on creation, then he cannot be the creator.
What God do you believe is the God of all creation?
The Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Yeah, bro, that's what we kind of like. That's where all religions kind of, even with Judaism, it's like that too, because we believe in like a unified like God, like just one God, an existence of one God.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of get confused in the Trinity.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
like
the Trinity is not easy to digest if you start getting into the weeds of it. But why should we expect that that God's existence is going to be easy to understand? I mean, we're talking about a being that's infinite.
It's not, bro. That's one thing people need to understand.
So it's not a red flag that the Trinity is hard to understand, right? I'm not saying that makes it true either, but it doesn't make it. But it doesn't make it.
The Muslims.
I do too. I see why it's confusing for Christians. I mean, I don't know. I don't disagree that the Trinity is difficult to understand for some people. Like but that doesn't make it false though, because we would expect God's nature to be complex, but that doesn't make it true either, right? I mean, it doesn't make it true or false. It is what it is. It's complex.
Do you wear glasses?
Yeah.
All right. Now, what if I told you the glasses was designed by, let's say, like there's an artist who designed one glass, like the art sculpture, the design of the glasses. All right, so he sketched it, he takes it, he gets it manufactured. Right, the manufacturer comes in, then there's the artist who made the glasses. So there's two parties involved in creating this one tool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, us Muslims, instead of saying, yo, the manufacturer, there's this, there's that, we just say, all right, there's just one designer, the original creator, one idea, the one person who created the thing. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
I
I don't know
guess.
if I express that in a more of a
Yeah, I don't know.
precise way, but
No, I got you. I don't know how that has anything to do with what we're talking about, though. I'll be honest.
we're basically the confusion of just saying God is. I do agree though. How God is a complex idea, and we were kind of circling back to the Trinity,
Mm-hmm.
the Holy Trinity,
Yeah.
and how us Muslims we see the Holy Trinity as Jesus, and the Father, and then the Holy Spirit, so to say, right?
Yeah.
Are those considered attributes of God?
No, it's a hypostasis.
Okay.
Person.
So that's see, we're very very confused on that part
It's not
of the
confusing.
religion, bro.
It's not confusing. You understand that you are a human being. That's your nature, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you are
So we're dependent or independent?
no.
We
Well,
independent?
we're dependent, but here I'm gonna break it down so you understand the person and nature part, because this is where people mostly get confused. So
Okay.
you are a human being. That's your nature. You are Dini Muhammad. That's who you are. That's your person.
Right.
So your nature is what you are. Your person's who you are. Okay. You
Right.
those are not the same thing, right? But they're not
Yeah.
separated either, right? Your nature and your person are not separated. They're not separate things, but they are distinct from each other. Make sense?
Nah. You have to kind of simplify that for me, bro.
Okay. So you
Break it
understand
down
that your
some more.
nature, your nature as a human being, right, is what you are. But who you are is Dini Muhammad. That's who you are. That's your person. All right?
Yeah. Okay. So personality is what you're talking about.
Not necessarily, but if that makes it easier for you, fine. All right. So Dini Muhammad is who you are, and that's your personhood. All right. That's your ability to be able to rationally think, to have relationships, so forth, right? And it's not separate from your nature, but it's not the same thing as your nature, right? Your person is who you are, your nature is what you are. Now, we can only have one person. We as humans are limited. One nature, one personhood. God is not limited like us. He is one nature, one God, but he exists as three persons. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Make sense?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all that is, bro.
Thank you for clarifying that, bro.
You're welcome, bro. Well, look, if you have more questions, you're welcome to come up. Thank you for the chat. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
You too.
All right. What's up?
What? Sorry.
What's up? Are you Muslim?
No.
What are you?
Agnostic.
Okay. What made you want to request up to the live?
Because honestly, what do you mean by Allah is illogical?
That the Muslim God is not logical
So
because he depends on creation.
it depends on creation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you know what like being agnostic is, right?
It's believing there's a God but don't know which one.
No, it's not that. It's more of like there is no way to back up anything, so just live, right? That's mainly what it is.
How do you know? How do you know that to be true if you're agnostic?
Huh?
How do you know that to be true?
Because you can't prove anything.
Right. How can you prove that you can't prove anything?
Okay. So can you prove to me, what religion are you?
Hold on, brother. Can you prove? How can you prove to me that you can't prove anything? How can you make that? If you can't prove anything is true, how can you make that statement?
Because you can. You can't prove anything.
Right. So can you prove that you can't prove anything?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, prove it.
Okay. So
This guy doesn't even realize that he's about to prove something where that in the what he's about to prove is that you can't prove anything. You understand that it's a self-defeating position? You understand that you're in a self-defeating position. You cannot prove Okay, if what you're saying is true, you cannot prove what you're saying is true.
I've literally said in a religion sense.
You said you can't prove anything to be true.
This is a religion debate, though. So.
All right, bro. Kick rocks, man. Get the hell out of here. Dude's an idiot. Yeah, now he's qualifying. Exactly. After he realizes what he said was dumb. What's up? What's up? Okay. See you later. I know. How can you prove nothing can be proved? Like, bro. What's up?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. What yourself?
Doing all right. Are you Muslim?
Yes, I am.
All right. So, do you agree Allah is illogical or disagree?
Disagree.
Okay. Would you agree that Allah cannot be dependent on anything external to him in order for him to be God?
He does not depend on anything.
Okay. You do agree that Allah is the most loving, and that's one of his eternal attributes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can he express all forms of love without creation?
Can he inform? Say that one more time.
Can he express all forms of love without creation?
He can do anything within his power.
Okay. So how can he express loving someone else without creation?
The same way your Lord expressed love without creation.
Can you define what that means? Like how? How does he do it?
It's the same thing.
Okay, how?
It's easy.
Okay, how?
God is capable of doing anything within his power.
Okay, you said that already. How does he love someone else without creation?
How does he love someone else? This is an oxymoron. This question is has no basis.
You said it was easy. You said it was just like it's just like my God. So you made it seem like you made it seem like you had an answer, but now you're saying it's an oxymoron. So which one is it?
Because that is my answer. It is an oxymoron. You know it's
How is it an oxymoron?
Because it has no basis.
Okay, how?
It has no basis.
Okay, how? Justify what you're saying, bro.
That's like saying, can God create something so heavy that he can't lift?
No, I agree, and I agree with that actually. So what you're saying is, how can I ask you how God can love without creation? Because it's not possible, right? Right? And that's my point. That's my point. You're understanding. Hold on. You're understanding my point. This is my argument that your God is illogical.
I understand your point, but you can say the same thing for whichever God. You can say the same thing for any deity.
No, you actually can't.
This question.
You actually can't. Okay, but do you agree? Do you agree that it's a problem? Before you ask me about my God or any other God, do you agree it's a problem? It's illogical.
The question is a problem, yes.
No, the question is not the problem. The problem is you making a claim that Allah is dependent, but then he needs creation in order to love.
The question in itself is a problem.
You think the question is the problem, but the problem is your theology. It is. But the problem is your God. That's the problem.
If I can ask you the same question,
brother, I understand that you believe in your God. You have faith in your God. But just because I'm asking a question that presents a problem, don't project it to be the question itself. Maybe the problem is your faith. Maybe you have your faith in something that's illogical.
I don't deal with maybes.
Okay. Then go ahead. Then I guess you can just sit around and just blindly believe whatever you want if you're not going to question anything. Right? Is that what you're doing?
No, that's not what I'm doing.
Okay, so what's the answer?
What I'm saying is your question is flawed.
How? Tell me how it's flawed.
Because it's the same thing. It's equivalent to saying, can God create something so heavy he can't lift?
For your God, it would be equivalent to that. Because your God
And
cannot.
yours too.
No, it wouldn't.
For Hindu God, any deity.
No,
They
no, it wouldn't.
believe.
No, it wouldn't. I'm a Christian. My God is the only one that can actually do this
Really?
without
How?
dependency. Because we live in the Holy Trinity. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit love each other eternally. They don't need creation in order to express love.
Oh, really? So what was before the Son and the Holy
Nothing.
Spirit?
They're eternal.
The internal. Okay.
Eternal,
So,
eternal, eternal.
oh, they're eternal. So they're eternal. So before any of the other two persons, there was a Father, correct?
There's no before any of these two persons because they're all three eternal. No beginning, no end. That's what eternal means.
Oh, all three of them have the soul. Jesus wasn't born of a miraculous birth.
Yeah, that's the incarnation. We're talking about the Trinity.
What isn't Jesus part of the Trinity?
Jesus is the second person of the Trinity. But what you're talking about as far as him.
Okay, so is Jesus equal to the Father?
Correct.
And vice versa.
Yes.
They're all equal.
Correct. They're equal in nature.
Okay, so they're not three distinct persons.
They are three distinct persons, but they're equal in nature.
So they're three distinct persons, but they're equal.
Equal in nature, yes.
Oh, they're equal in nature. So what's the nature of Jesus and the nature of the Father?
Divine.
Divine how?
God. Eternal.
How? I thought Jesus was a man.
Jesus took on a human flesh. Dude, we're talking about the Trinity, not the incarnation.
So can God become a human?
Dude, you're hitting wall after wall. You're getting stuck. Yes,
No,
God. Yes, God
question.
can take on a human flesh. Yes.
So God diminished himself into a human flesh.
What do you mean by
what you're
diminish?
Are humans limited?
Yes, but
by
what do you mean?
nature?
What do you mean by diminishing?
You just said God can take on human form. So are humans limited by nature?
Yes.
So God limited himself.
If he takes on, he could take on a human nature that's limited. Yes. What's the issue?
You don't see the issue.
No. No. The only way it will be an issue is if he loses his divinity, which he doesn't.
you really don't see the issue.
Nope.
Okay. Oh,
Do you
all
do you
right.
not see the issue that Allah depends on creation to love?
I see the issue that you just.
Can you answer my notice how I answered all your questions. Do you not see the issue?
answered zero of
I
my questions.
answered zero of your questions. Okay.
You
Hey,
asked me a
hey,
follow-up
hold on.
question, which is an
Do you
oxymoron.
not see the issue? Do you not see the issue that Allah depends on creation in order to love?
Do you not see the issue that
You're not going to answer that question? You're not going
God
to answer my question now?
limited himself?
After I spent like 3 minutes answering your questions, you're not going to answer my one question?
Bro, I just told you your question is flawed. That's my answer.
Okay, why? Why is it flawed?
Because that's like saying, can God create something?
Don't give me an
so
example.
bad?
Give me how it's flawed.
The question is flawed. It has no basis.
Okay, how? How does it not have basis?
It has no basis.
Okay, how?
Because you're trying to equate
Dude.
God's attribute to his divinity, correct?
Yeah, his attributes, aren't they eternal? So his attributes, wait. Is Allah's attributes created?
Is Allah's attributes created?
Yes.
No.
They're divine, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now how is my question flawed?
Because you're trying to compare creation with divinity.
I'm not. I'm saying without creation, how can Allah express his love?
Without creation, how can Allah express? See, it's an oxymoron. The question is flawed.
How? You still haven't explained how. You keep saying that, but you're not explaining how.
Bro, we're going in circles here.
We're going in circles because you can't answer the question.
No, we're going in circles.
You're
because your question is flawed.
Yes, you keep saying that, but you can't substantiate how it's flawed. Exactly, bro. The sigh of the feet. The brother, all you're doing is it's a coping, right? It's saying, oh, it's flawed. But I say it's more like gaslighting. You're saying, oh, it's flawed. It is. It's gaslighting because what you're doing is you're saying it's flawed. But then when I ask you how it's flawed, explain. You can't give an answer. You're just saying that to try to wiggle your way out of the fact that it is a valid question, and you just don't have an answer to it. So the only answer you have is gaslight your way out of it. That's it. That's all you're doing. Just say I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like that's a good question. I don't know how to answer it. And hopefully Denny Muhammad is here too. He was at least honest enough to say, you know what, it's a valid point. And whatever. I just let him go do your research. But you are trying to gaslight your way out of this whole thing. Anyways. All right, brother. Take it easy. No more gaslighting for you, brother. No more. No more. No more. All right. Oh, my bad. Hold on a second. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cooper Lum, for the super chat. He doesn't want to answer because he got caught. Exactly right. I don't know who you were talking about. That was probably a couple guests ago, but so apologize for missing the super chat right away. What's up, Ali?
Hey, how's it going?
Going good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. Just with regards to the prompt, are you guys talking about like Islam's conception of God or Christianity's conception?
No, I'm talking about Islam. Talking about Islam.
Why would you assert that the Islamic conception of God would be lawful?
Well, because your God will be dependent on creation.
How so?
So you do agree that Allah is the most loving, is one of his 99 attributes, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Al-Wadud.
Al-Wadud, exactly. So can he express all forms of love without creation?
What would be the argument to say that he would need to necessarily express any of his attributes, including love, to be the most loving?
Okay, good question. So his attributes, you would agree, are eternal, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so eternal, just to make sure we're using the same terms, would mean no beginning, no end, not subject to time. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if it's not subject to time, the definition of time is the measurement of change. Would you agree with that too?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not familiar with like the dictionary definition of time, but yeah, I'll accept it.
Okay, it is the dictionary definition of time. So time is the measurement of change. Now, change is going from potential to actual. So, for example, I have the potential to walk, but I'm not walking right now, and then I actualize it. That's a change, going from not walking to walking. Okay? So, now that we cashed out all the terms, all right, Allah, his attribute is eternal. That means it cannot change. Would you agree?
Sure.
Okay. So if Allah was not loving before creation, that means he has the potential to love, but he's not actualizing it. And then when creation comes, it actualizes. That means something that's eternal just went through a change. It went from potential to actual. That means it's a contradiction. You cannot be eternal and then change at the same time.
I'm not too familiar with, but I've heard a response to this argument.
Yep.
In terms of passive and active potency.
Right.
I'm not sure if you heard about that. I'm not too familiar with it either. I'm not sure if that would be a good response to that objection. But also, are you?
Well, what is the objection? What is the objection? Because passive potency is what I just described. Like, you and I have passive potency, meaning that something external to us can change us, right?
Sure.
So that's passive potency. Active potency is what God should have, where he has no potential, but he can change other things. Yeah. So how would that be an objection to this? Like, what you just described, or what I just described and you just agreed to, is Allah's attribute goes from potential to actual. That's passive potency. That means something external to him changes him.
So in order for someone to express love, they have to express love externally, correct? Or to someone else?
To someone else. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I'm getting. Yeah.
Could it be feasible for someone to express love within himself?
Technically, yeah, that's a common response. And to be honest with you, technically no. I'm going to give you two answers to this, okay? Technically no, because loving yourself is not the true actualizing love. Love is having a beloved and then and one that's giving love, right? So that's what That's what the actualizing of love is. However, if I just grant it to you and I say, sure, he was loving himself, well, can he express all forms of love? Because if loving himself is one form, then loving someone else is another form. And if he can't express all forms of love without creation, then he's still dependent, even if he loves himself.
Yeah. He wrote a response. He wrote a paper in response to his objection. I don't have it with me. I'm actually driving to pull up his actual quote or his actual argument against this. But I found that convincing. I don't have it with me at this point.
Okay, that's fine. You can bring it back if you want.
I can just drop off and come back on and find that quote for you.
Yeah, no problem, bro. If I'm still on, you can come back.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. God bless. What's up?
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Biological. What's like the semantic input there? What do you mean by that?
By illogical, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it just means there's a contradiction.
There's a contradiction?
Mhm.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, let's move forward.
Okay. So can Allah express all forms of love without creation?
No.
Okay. Would that make him dependent on creation?
Would that make him dependent?
On creation.
What do you mean by dependent?
Dependent on creation.
In order to like express love?
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So if his attribute, which is, you would agree, is divine and eternal, correct? You can't, it's mute your mic when you get off the screen, bro.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. His attribute of love is eternal, yeah.
Okay. So eternal means not subjected to time, correct? No change?
No, it doesn't mean that like there can't be any sort of change, but the attribute itself, it being eternal, means that it never like he didn't start having that attribute. He's always had the attribute.
All right, I'll grant you that he's always had the attribute, but if the attribute itself, does it have potential?
What do you mean by potential?
Potential meaning that he has the ability to to actualize something.
Yeah, he has the ability to like actualize it, right?
Yeah, to actualize the attribute.
If that's what you mean, yeah. He has the ability to actualize the love at some point.
Okay. Is the definition of change potential to actual?
I don't accept Aristotelian semantics when it comes to that, but
Then what's change?
Based on how you're just like defining it, from like going from one state of affair to another, I mean, yeah, I can agree on that semantic, yeah.
Okay, so what is change to you? What's your definition of change?
Change for me is I give a more deflated account.
Well, real quick, before we go into that, do you agree that time is the measurement of change?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Then what's change then to you?
Yeah, change would just be like under some sort of temporal context. You have one state of affair that's numerically not equivalent to another state of affair.
What do you mean by that? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, like in T1, like under you can make an assessment under like first order logic in which T1 doesn't have P. Let's say in T1 X doesn't have P, but in T2 X has P. Okay. That would be change. Okay.
Would a change be like if I go from I'm sitting down right now and I go to walking? Is that a change?
Yeah, that'd be a change. Yeah, in one state of affair you're sitting, in another state of affair you're walking.
Yeah, and in each state of affairs I had the ability to walk each time, right? In each instance, right?
Like, are you just saying that you could have walked, or you could have done?
Right. I had the ability or the potential to walk in both cases, correct?
What do you mean by potential here? Like that you could walk?
That I could walk. The ability.
Yeah. Yes. That's fine. Yeah.
Right. So I had the ability to walk when I was sitting. I had the ability to walk, obviously, when I'm walking. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll grant it to you that Allah has the ability to love. However, if that ability or that attribute here is what we're going to say goes from potential, not loving, to actual, to loving, that would still constitute a change within something you claim is eternal.
No. Look, so he has the property, right, of eternal loving, right? He's eternally like the most loving.
Yeah, I'll grant that. I already granted that to you.
I know. Can I just expound? So the change occurs in which when he goes from not loving to then loving, right? And now the change here, I don't know how it would change the ontic status of that attribute.
Change the what? Change the what?
The
Ontological status.
status
All right,
is
go ahead.
eternal, right? Now, if he goes from not actualizing it to actualizing it, how does that affect the ontological status of the attribute?
Because now the ontology of Allah has potential and is changing.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not, and when I say change, by the way, I'm not saying he's gaining the ability or losing it, bro. Gaining or losing something is not the only.
That's fine. But you said it changes because look, you invoke the notion of it being eternal, which is it's in reference to its ontological status. That the attribute is eternal, right? It's always been there.
Which means by definition would mean no change, right?
No. That's not by eternal.
Then we got to cash out terms again. We got to cash out terms again. So eternal.
Let me explain since it's we're obviously like.
So then explain. Let's start with eternal. What do you mean by eternal?
Eternal refers to its ontology, meaning this thing has always been there. It's been existent. The property, the attribute. The actualization of it, that's a temporal notion. That's something that occurs in time. So let's say this eternal attribute, it's been there since T0. At T1, it gets actualized. That doesn't do nothing to its eternal status. It's always still been there.
I'm okay with the act of love being manifested within time. I don't have a problem with that. That's not what I'm arguing, though. Right?
Okay, then I don't see what the issue is if this eternal attribute is actualized. There's a change that occurs within
let me
the
explain.
That's actualizing.
Let me
I don't know how that would affect.
Let me explain. I think we need to cash out terms again. Okay? So eternal would mean no beginning, no end. Do you agree or disagree?
Yes, he's always at the attribute. Yes.
I'm already granting that to you, bro. I'm just cashing out terms. Eternal means no beginning, no end, correct?
Yes, the attribute had no beginning, meaning like he didn't start having it at some point. He's always had it. Yes.
Right, I get that. But eternal, the word eternal means no beginning, no end, right?
Yes, but we're predicating it onto the
Raise, dude. I like seriously. I'm being charitable right now, and I'm really trying to. I'm trying to make sure. There's nothing to qualify. All I'm doing is talking about the terms. We can get to the attribute in a second, but I'm cashing out terms first.
Yes.
Okay then.
Yes.
All right, there we go.
Yes.
So no beginning, no end. Now you would agree that time is the measurement of change. That means there's a beginning and there's an end when it comes to time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if Allah's nature, now we're going to get to the attributes. If it's Allah's nature that has these essential attributes, right? Like the most loving, if they're eternal, then they have no beginning, no end. There's no change there. I know they've always had it. I'm already granting that to you. But the actual nature itself can also not change if it's eternal.
What?
Agree?
No, what's the argument for that? Hold up. That's an assumption. Eternal, it's referring to its ontological status, meaning it can't end or it doesn't have a beginning in which he had the attribute.
Okay, here.
But
I'll give you the argument.
Actualized, hold up. Its actualization has nothing to do with its ontological status. What's the argument for that?
I'll give you the argument. Is Allah himself, does he change?
Allah changes, yes.
Okay. And when something changes, it's measured, then that means that thing can be measured by time,
yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So if Allah is measured by time, then he's not eternal. That's my argument.
And his actions, that's the qualification. The measurement of time is only to temporal notions. His ontology and his attribute ontology are not temporal. They're eternal. But the actions that he does, those are under a temporal notion. So
I get it.
Occurs by virtue of
I get it, bro. I'll grant you.
Jump to the ontology there?
Because here's the reason. And bro, listen, Raise, I know Omar just stepped into the chat. Like you're starting to we're having a cool conversation. I know we're not disagreeing. I know we're not agreeing. I'm being charitable here and trying to give you your opportunity. But I know Omar's in the chat, and usually when this happens, then usually the person I'm talking to gets a little antsy. They get a little antsy because they don't want to say something wrong.
Yeah, look, forget him, bro. It's me and you, bro.
Okay, bro. All right, good. Now, what I'm saying is I don't have a problem with his actions manifesting in time temporally. I actually don't have a problem with that. That's not really what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing is that if his actions are something that have potential, like his attributes have a potential for him to act, and it goes from not being actualized to actualizing, then the attribute itself went through a change. It's not eternal.
You just gave yourself, you just kind of explained it yourself. The change occurs when the actualization happens, correct?
Correct. From potential to actual. Yes.
Hold up. Okay. Now, the ontological status of that attribute, regardless of when there's an actualization, it's always been eternal, correct? We already agreed on that?
I already granted you that the attribute can always be
Thank
there.
you. Thank you. Okay. So when the actualization occurs, that's when a temporal notion or change becomes relevant. Therefore, the change is by virtue of the act. It has nothing to do with the attribute's ontological status.
Hold on.
You
Okay,
just
I
kinda-
see
you
what the
gave
issue
yourself
is.
the answer.
I see what the issue is. Do you believe? And just, now I'm gonna once again we're gonna clarify because I think we're talking past each other. Do you believe that his attributes, like the most loving, do you believe that is only an action, or is it identical to his essence?
What type of dichotomy is that? What?
Then clarify. What is his attribute? Is it only an action?
No.
Okay.
He has an attribute. Hold up. So there's the attribute that are eternal, that are like gonna provide the faculty, right, or the capability,
Mm-hmm.
and then the actions are like when the actualization occurs.
Okay.
Now between
I
him
agree.
and those attributes, there's no equivalency relations or like identity relations.
So when we're saying the most loving, are we referring to the faculty within his nature?
No, because the attribute is what makes him the most loving. Like you can't predicate it to the attribute. Attributes are just causally inert. He's the
So the
causal
most
agent.
loving is not an attribute anymore?
Say that again.
The most loving is not an attribute?
The most loving is an attribute, but it provides the faculty to him. Like it can only be it's predicated to him. So the attribute itself is
Right.
the attribute of being the most loving, it's predicated to him. So he's the most loving.
Right. Okay. So the
He's the
attribute.
one that expresses the love. The
So
attribute
this is where I think it seems like to me that the attribute and the action are getting conflated here. I agree that the action is that there's an action and then there's an attribute that can actualize it, right?
Say
Right?
that again?
I do agree that there's an action here, right, from the attribute. However, I'm talking about the attribute itself.
What do you mean from the attribute when you say there's an action from the attribute?
Like for example, like my ability to walk, right? There's actually something within my nature that gives me that ability, and then the walking itself is distinct from that. Would you agree with that?
I mean, I wouldn't agree with your constructions of it, but I get what you're
Okay,
trying to
well
say.
then help
get
me
what you're trying to
understand
say.
help me understand how you're seeing it, because it seems like to me
Because-
that the actions and the attributes are getting conflated.
Look, let's just tie it back to God, right? So, like I said, the attributes that are eternal, that are essential, he's always had them eternally, right? We can all agree on that.
Yep.
The actualization of that specific attribute, that occurs in time. So when we say there's change, it's by virtue of the actualization that occurs.
Mhm.
There's no change in the essential attribute, in the sense that its ontological status gets affected, because regardless, it's still eternal, whether he doesn't actualize it or he does actualize it.
Okay.
So
I'm with you.
that's-
I'm with you on that, and I can see how that can make sense to somebody that doesn't need to dive a little bit deeper. Here's the problem: if
let's
the
dive
attribute,
deeper.
itself, well, let's cash this out because I wanted to cash this out first because I don't want to talk past each other again. Do you believe that the attribute is identical to the essence?
I've already said no.
Okay. So is it separate from the essence?
No, it's not separate from the essence. It's distinct from the essence.
Okay, it's distinct. Would you agree that it's materially identical from the essence?
What? No, God isn't materially constituted. No.
I'm not talking about like
there's no
actual matter, bro. I'm just talking about like when I mean by
Well, you said
materially,
semantics,
what I
so-
mean by materially identical is like they're not separated.
Yeah, but I just don't like. Let's not even use that terminology. Of
Sure.
material
Are they
identity.
separated from his essence?
They're not separate from his essence. No.
Okay. So the attributes are going to be not separate from his essence, meaning that there would be no change because Allah's essence doesn't change or is eternal. I'm sorry. Is eternal. So they would have to be eternal, correct?
Hold up. I already told you there is change. He does change. The
I
essence
get it.
does
I know.
undergo
I
change.
misspoke. I meant eternal. Eternal. Correct?
Yes, the attributes, the essential attributes are eternal. He's eternal.
Okay.
Yes.
They're eternal. Okay.
We're just
So
going in circles. Like,
I know
where
we
you're
are
trying to go.
because these terms is like it's crazy how you're saying that there's no change. You're only defining that there's no change because there's no change in whether he gained or lost an attribute from the actualization. What I'm saying is that's not the only thing that's a change. Anything that goes from going potential to actual would be a change. That's my argument.
What? Hold up. Okay, there's a change that occurs in him when he does it. Look, by potential, you just meant he's capable of doing something. Actual means he does it, right?
Mhm.
Grant those semantics. Now, I have already told you there's change,
Mhm.
and change happens and it introduces temporal notions, but it has nothing to. It doesn't affect anything's ontological status. where are you trying to go? I'm confused.
Yeah, where I'm going is, and I think this is where we're going to keep going around in circles, is that even though his attribute didn't get lost or gained from the actualizing of love, the fact that his attribute went from potential, not loving, to then actual loving, would be a change within his essence, and that is an issue. You can laugh, but this is where it's at.
All right, hold on. I already repeated this like 10. There's a change in his essence. What's the issue?
The issue is he can't be eternal, dude. The fact that you don't see the issue is insane, dude. All right, bro. Have a good day, bro. Have a good day. Yeah. Hey, by the way, we're gonna post it. We'll see who gets cooked. The fact that you guys keep agreeing that you're okay with the change within his essence, and then laughing as if I'm the idiot, bro. This is why when I debated Omar and them, they were like, "What's the reductio?" I don't need to give the reductio because you're admitting that there's a change and there's no issues with it. There's no issues. Fine. Your God changes. He can't be eternal. Your only definition of eternal is that he has no ontological change whatsoever. Dude, where's the argument for that? What's the argument that something doesn't change if it goes from potential to actual? Or that it's not within time if it goes from potential to actual? It's crazy, dude. Insane. This guy's not connecting. Anyways, guys, tap the screen, like the video on YouTube. And my likes are slacking today. I don't know what is going on with these likes, but let's get to 25,000. Definitely slacking today. All right, this guy's not connecting. Oh my God. Fadix, bro, why do you come here every day, bro?
Yo, Bear, what are you doing, bro?
Oh, so wait, hold on. So, Fadix, you come here. Hold on, Fadix. You come here every day, and you get stuck and then you leave on purpose.
I don't get stuck, bro.
You get stuck and then you leave on purpose. You get stuck and you leave here on purpose. Now you're coming up here because Omar's in the chat, right? You're coming up here to try to be brave.
Of course.
You're going to be a cheerleader for him, right? You're going to start cartwheeling?
I'm not being a cheerleader. I'm being a cheerleader for myself, bro. I love myself.
Okay.
I'm being myself.
So go ahead. What's your issue with what I said?
No. There's no issue with God changing, like going from potential to actualization. What's the issue?
Because that would be a change.
Okay, that's a change. What's the issue? It's an intrinsic change.
The intrinsic change is the issue, bro.
Okay, hold up. So
intrinsic change would be the issue if you claim your God is eternal and immutable.
Eternal, whatever, bro. Eternal, I will just define as perfection. Now,
eternal what? Say that again. Eternal what?
What?
No, say what you said.
You said what?
Say what you said again.
No, I said that when we're going to use the word eternal, we're just going to refer to perfection.
That's not, bro. You're just making up, Muhammad, bro. I'm just gonna move on to, bro. You're just making stuff, bro. It's not even what the last guy said, bro. Get the hell out of here, bro. Oh my God, bro. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Jimmy. We're just gonna start changing. We're just gonna start changing definitions along the way. Our Lord Jesus is with you and your fiance, brother. Be well. I'm gonna hook you up soon on that GoFund. Thank you so much, man, Jimmy. Thank you. I appreciate the love. You're always showing love here and everything, bro. And God bless you and your wife and everything going on. I know, bro. This is where's Amin's comment? LOL. How they don't see the issue here. Haha. Like. That's the thing. Like Omar is in the chat talking about Polemos, talks about God changes. He's all of that is a bunch of BS. The EOs, hey, by the way, the Ortho Bros, Omar is calling you out, Ortho Bros. I need to be corrected. So please, EOs, come correct me. Come correct me if I'm wrong. Polemos, come teach me how Polemos says God changes. Please come teach me that, EOs. Eastern Orthodox, come teach me that Polemos says God changes. Okay, please. That's coming from Omar. He knows Eastern Orthodoxy. Yeah, he knows. So I must be wrong there. What's up? What's up, bro? Did you request by accident? Oh, okay. What's up?
What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Hey, you know what language Jesus spoke?
Yeah, Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek.
No, he didn't speak. He spoke Aramaic, right? So when he prayed to the Father, the Creator, on the original text, what name did he use?
Abba.
No. Exactly.
Can you say
Okay, tell
Abba?
me what
Can
name
you
he
call
used.
Allah Abba? Can you call him Abba?
What name did Jesus use?
Abba. He said
when he
Abba, Abba.
prayed
You want to?
to
Hey, when he
refer to
prayed,
God
here,
the
let's
Creator?
do his prayer, okay? Here we go. Our Father. Come on, repeat after me. Our
What
Father,
Bible is that, first of all?
our Father,
What Bible is that, first of all?
our
What Bible is that,
Father,
first of all?
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Come on, repeat. You want to pray like Jesus? Come on, we'll prostrate together.
What Bible is that? What Bible is that? Yeah, but what Bible is that?
Oh my God, bro, get the hell out of here, man. You're not even on topic. Hey, my man, Chris Claus, thank you so much for the super chat. We're just gonna admit God changes and eternal means perfection. You really can't fix stupid. Hey, but I need to give a reductio, Chris. I need to give a reductio, inductio. Sorry, Yuzu, I messed up my mic. Yeah, we could just say we could just start changing things and just saying, hey, my God is eternal, but He can change anytime He wants, and we're just gonna laugh. And you need to give a reductio, otherwise the argument's not valid. But if you guys are already conceding that your God changes and everything like that, and conceding to something that's illogical, I don't need to bring a reductio anymore. You are the absurdity. That's the point of bringing a reductio, is pointing out the absurdity. If you're already doing it for me, I don't need to present it anymore. It's absurd. It's already absurd. My perfect God can change. Exactly right. But thank you guys. Thank you, Chris Claus, once again. Everybody follow Chris Claus on the give him a sub on the YouTube, One Way Apologetics. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for the likes as well. Now we're getting the likes cooking. Let's go. Let's get this going. Gang. Crazy work, right, Tori? Crazy work. But shout out to whatever that Muslim kid was on my Discord. Motivated me to go back on this topic. Because this topic is it just gets the Muslims just admitting stuff that's just like. And then the funny thing is, they'll admit to things like this, but then have a problem with the Trinity somehow. Yeah, it's crazy. What's up?
Are you Orthodox?
Yeah, what are you?
I'm actually I'm a Protestant. I was just saying I support you and stuff.
Thank you.
That was it.
Thank you.
And I also wanted to say, if there's any Muslims out there, you'll never find the Injil. The Injil that y'all are referring to doesn't exist.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, you have a good one.
You too, bro. All right, who wants to come up next? Tap the screen so we get some ops. What's the Injil? Let's bring the ops here. Oh, man. That was crazy. By the way, the weekend in New York was absolutely unforgettable. Absolutely unforgettable. The word wins. I have to go through my mods, man. I'm like filled with mods right now. So I'm sure there's some that I gotta go into it, but there's some that I'm sure don't come around no more. I gotta remove. So I'm out of mod space right now. So I'll look at it. If I remember after, I'll look at it and clean it up. But New York was unforgettable, as you guys know. Peace and I got engaged over the weekend. That was amazing. I got to work on it. Give me some time because I got some work to catch up on. But probably by next week, or maybe I'll work on the weekend for next week. I got some debates that I did on the street during Logic's event on Friday, which is going to be good. I moderated Logic's debate with one of the Hebrew Israelites, which was dope. That was a great experience. So I was the moderator for that. And yeah, the Hebrew Israelites, man, they're crazy. They're wild. The guy that debated Inspiring Philosophy wants me to do a debate with him. So I got to hit him up and see what we're going to do. Captain Tazariak, which that was crazy, man. Like Inspiring Philosophy and Tazariak and all that, like it was entertaining for sure. It was dope. The scenery was dope. Washington Square Park, if you guys are aware, has like that arch that's like famous. So we debated or they debated, I should say, right under the arch. And then like the backdrop of like New York City. I mean, if you guys saw the video, I think the first video got released already. So it was dope. Unforgettable experience. Just it was dope. Shout out to Logic for putting it together. What's up?
Hi, I was in your live maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and you were kind of explaining to me the Trinity and everything.
Yeah.
I just wanted to come back, and after listening to a lot of, especially Orthodox priests, and hearing you explain it, I really, in the book that your fiance recommended, I actually understand it a lot more. And I
Awesome.
agree with you. You were right. There's definitely three persons that make up one divine God. So I just wanted to come in and say that. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for coming up.
And congratulations to you
Thank
both
you.
as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, W fiance for giving her that recommendation. I don't know. I remember what it was, but shout out to Peace for making that recommendation. So now she understands. Guys, Christians, like the Trinity is not. It's not easy to understand. That's okay. Like a lot of people get worried about that. Like, oh my gosh, if I don't fully understand it, you don't need to fully understand the Trinity, guys. Okay? Like, if you believe in it, you have faith. That's all that's required, honestly. But if you want to understand the Trinity, there's ways that you can dive into it if you're interested, right? There's a deeper level of understanding the Trinity. So what it boils down to is if you're willing to go down that or not. Most people, and by the way, this is true for every religion. This is even true for some Muslims. Like some Muslims, they don't go into the philosophy of most Muslims don't go into the philosophy of Tawheed, right? They just believe it because they believe it, right? Christians are the same way. They don't go into the philosophy of the Trinity. They just believe it because they believe it, right? But if it is bothering you, whether it makes sense or not, then there are answers to these questions. Yeah, these are things that have been discussed in the first 1,000 years of the church that we still have writings to this day, and they literally answered every question. So anyways, it's okay to dive into it, and it's okay to feel like you're overwhelmed by it. It doesn't mean it's not true, right? Because we expect God's nature to be complex. We expect that. If his nature is like human natures, like simple to understand or comprehensible, then that's a red flag. That's a problem. Josh, thank you so much for the super chat. Congratulations to you and Peace. Keep cooking. Thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate the super chat. Really, really appreciate that. All right. This might be a troll. Let's be ready, guys. See? Told you it'll be a troll. Told you it'll be a troll. I just had the feeling. Somebody block him too, if you guys don't mind. Anybody who's a mod. What's up?
That was funny.
That was kind of funny.
How you doing?
What's up?
No, you know when Jesus was crucified and then woke up from the dead, after 3 days. And in your Bible, I read that, all the dead people woke up from the dead like zombies. Do you have any historical record of that?
Yeah, the Bible.
Sorry?
Yeah, the Bible.
The Bible is not a historical record.
It is, actually. It's a historical book.
No, it's not. We need outside the Bible. We need
Why?
historical record of people. It's a great event, It's a big
Do
event.
you have a historical record of Jesus not dying on the cross?
Woke up like zombies.
Do you have a historical record of Jesus not dying on the cross?
Just not dying on the cross?
Yeah, do you have a historical record of it?
He died on the cross.
Yeah, do you have a historical record that it because you're not going to be consistent with your own standard. You're not going to be consistent with your Dude, you change your profile name over and over again. You do the same crap. You bring an argument and you don't let nobody talk. You don't want to answer questions. You want everybody to answer your questions. What you're doing is you're being inconsistent. You won't even hold your own Quran to the same criteria. So do you have a historical do you have a historical record of Jesus not dying on the cross? It was just made to appear so. Go ahead.
The Quran for us, okay, but it's a whole city waking up from the dead. That should be recorded somewhere. That's like a major event.
Yeah.
That's not like a.
So thank you for admitting you don't have anything external to something historical. Thank you for admitting you don't have anything outside of the Quran. You just believe the Quran. So it's okay.
Told you, we have if we have the Basilians, they didn't believe in Jesus died on the cross.
Where's the historical record of that?
I said we have. Was there people who didn't believe that Jesus died on the cross?
Where's the historical? Show me. Where's the historical record?
I'm asking. Hey, do you know what the Basilians are?
Yes. Where's the historical record?
I'm saying to you, yes, there is a historical record that there were people who believed that Jesus was not crucified, and you know that. Now you're gonna manifest.
Where's the historical record for that? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Zombies walking.
Wait, hold on a second. Do you think wait, does that hey, do you think that historical record of what you just claimed is consistent with the Quran?
What historical record?
The one that you referenced.
I don't know. There's nothing in the Quran that says the whole city would walk like zombies.
No, the one that you referenced of him not dying on the cross. When it comes to him not dying on the cross, the one that you referenced, the Gnostics.
It says it looked like it. So
do you think? Wait. Do you think they're consistent? Do you think they're consistent with the Quran's claim? Yes or no?
Bro, I mean, it's a whole city.
Do you think they're consistent? This guy doesn't. This is the same thing every time, dude. Yeah. Go ahead and hold to their beliefs of Jesus, right? Go ahead and do that, and you'll commit shirk because they believed he was God. Get the hell out of here, dude. He does the same thing every time. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
What up, bro?
What's your question, bro?
I'm Catholic, but I do believe that the word Allah is a real word defined as God. Like, I believe that the whole Islamic religion is a sham, but the Allah is not illogical because that word is used and also as like a.
All right, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it. What's up?
So the actual Christian that tells you the truth, you're gonna just kick them off just to keep going with your ignorance?
I don't know what you're talking about. What's up? Do you disagree? Allah? Do you agree that Allah is illogical or not?
Bro, you're saying that God is illogical, yet you believe in God. That makes no sense.
We don't believe in the same God.
So why don't you say Dios is illogical? Because Spanish people say Dios.
Are you going to respond? Do you believe your God is illogical or not?
My God or Allah?
Your God, the God of the Quran, who is not the creator, do you believe he's logical or not?
Okay, I believe that the creator is logical, which in Arabic means I believe Allah is logical.
And you believe the creator is the one that revealed the Quran, correct?
Yes, okay. I do.
I don't, but I know that's what you believe the creator is. Do you believe he's logical or illogical?
The creator is extremely logical, but okay, I'm talking about the statement.
Do you think it's logical?
Says that God is logical, is illogical. Do you understand that?
Do you think
so
it's
if you remove
hey,
Arabic and you
Muhammad,
Muhammad,
do you think it's logical to send babies to hell?
To send babies to hell?
Yeah, because babies can't sin, right? Do you think it's logical for them to go to hell?
Where does God say that babies go to hell?
I'll show you in a second. But do you think it's logical for babies to go to hell?
No. Show me in a second.
Can you tell me if it's logical for babies who've committed no sin and who are technically Muslim, because we're all born Muslim, for them to go to hell? Is that possible? Is that logical?
Bro, bring your proof. It's not possible because it doesn't happen.
Okay. So if it does happen, then your God's fake, right?
If you bring me a verse of the Quran that states that babies are going to hell.
I got words of your prophet.
Oh, but that's not the words of my prophet. These are attributions that people said. That you
Muhammad.
can't prove that
Wait,
the
wait.
prophet said.
Oh, you don't? Are you Quran only?
Yeah, I am. But I'm trying to talk about the thing that you wrote right there. Allah is illogical. You're saying the God is illogical.
Say wallahi, I'm Quran only.
You're literally,
Say
so
wallahi.
Jesus
Say
is God
wallahi.
to you?
Hey, say wallahi, I'm Quran only.
As God is my witness.
Say wallahi. Wallahi. Wallahi, I don't take hadiths. Say it.
Brother.
Why don't you say
I'm
it?
not a person. Everybody in your chat is telling you I'm a Quran alone. You can go to my channel. I'm one of the biggest Quran alone channels. Bro.
I'm making sure. Just say wallahi.
Well,
Wallahi.
you can go look at my history, but brother, it's very simple. Where you really do not understand, like where you're saying that the God is illogical. Do you think Jesus is God?
All right, Muhammad, let me ask you this. If I call my cow, no, I'm not running away. If I call my cow Allah and he is the creator of the universe, am I worshiping the same God as you?
Bro, if you say the God, you're not saying the cow.
If I'm calling my cow Allah and I believe the cow is Allah, am I worshiping the same God as you?
Your rendition of the God is incorrect, but if you're saying that a God created this world, then you are correct there. So
If I believe the cow created everything in the world, brother, I'm just showing you how.
Allah means, bro.
If I believe the cow created all things and I call him Allah, am I worshiping the same God as you?
No, you're calling an entity as Allah, which it isn't.
Thank you. That's my point.
Okay.
Just because I'm using the word God, right, which Allah translates to in English, that doesn't mean we're talking about the same God, right? You're talking about the God that you're talking about the God. I don't need to say anything. Muhammad, I don't need to say anything. All I'm saying is Allah, which now I'm qualifying is the God of the Quran, is illogical. I don't believe the God of the Quran created everything.
1 minute. If somebody's saying that the cow is Allah, and then the person says that Allah is illogical, then that statement is not conclusive that he's talking about the cow.
Do you think it's logical for the cow to create all things?
Right? Or Allah alladhi huwa fil Quran, or mafkuru fil Quran. Then you're right. But you're putting an Arabic word where Christians call Jesus Allah. So you're literally saying the God is illogical.
Hey, Muhammad, here, let me do this. I don't care. How about I don't care? I don't care. Yeah, I don't.
Ignorance is rage bait.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you know what? Actually, you're right. You're right. Actually, it is rage bait. It is.
Yeah, that's why you don't care about Jesus. Because Jesus is not a rage baiter.
Okay, so do you have anything else?
No.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. Thank you. Kick rocks. You actually thought I was gonna give a damn. You're rage baiting. Get the hell out of here, dude. What's up?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hold on 1 second. Hugo, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for showing love. All right, what's up?
First of all, I just want to establish which one am I talking to? Is it Bear the something or is it Peace? Whatever.
Talking to Bear.
Okay. First, I'd just like you to clarify, like, what do you mean by illogical?
There's a contradiction within your God. Are you Sunni?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a contradiction.
But I do accept the hadiths. Yeah.
Okay, good. Do you think it's logical to send Muslims who've committed no sin to hell?
If I believe that God has a right to do whatever he wants, so if he wanted to do that, then yes.
Okay, so you're perfectly okay with Allah sending babies to hell?
If he wanted to, yeah.
Okay, all right, bet. All right, do you believe that your God's... So, number one argument conceded, no worries. Second, do you believe your God is dependent on anything?
No.
Okay. So you do agree that his attribute, one of his attributes is being the most loving, al-wadud, right?
Sorry?
Al-Wadud is one of his attributes, right? The most loving?
Yeah, he is al-Wadud, yeah.
Okay. Can Allah express all forms of love without creation?
He can be loving as in of his nature without someone being there for him to love.
How?
How? Because just as I can be a loving person, even if I'm not there, like no one's here, I'm loving someone right in this moment.
Yeah,
I still have it in my nature that I'm a loving person.
Yeah, you have the ability, but it's not actualized, right? You need something external.
It's not being
You need.
actualized in this moment. We do not believe that all of his attributes are actualized at all moments.
Hold on. Real quick, hold on a second, brother. Hold on. Before we go down that path, we'll get there. I promise. But what I'm saying is, you understand that even in the example that you used of yourself, you are dependent on someone else in order for that to be actualized, right?
To be actualized for me as
for you, right? When we're using you as an example, right?
Yeah, for me, yeah, I need someone to actualize it, but to have the attribute, no, I don't.
Okay. So to have the attribute, you don't. But in order for it to be actualized, you are dependent, correct?
In order to be able to, for me to actualize and love someone else, there needs to be someone else there for me to love them.
Is that the same for Allah?
Yeah, Allah actualizes it in moments of time, and He's not always actualizing it, and that's just
Is he dependent on creation in order to actualize it?
No, He's not dependent on the creation to actualize it. The creation is necessary to be there to be able to
so if he's not dependent on creation to actualize it, that means he can actualize it without creation, correct?
Sorry?
If he's not dependent on creation to actualize it, that means he can actualize it without creation, correct?
I'm not sure of an answer for that, honestly. I don't really understand.
So if he is not dependent on creation, brother, if he's not, no, we're not moving from a different topic. If he is not dependent, on creation to actualize his love, that means he can actualize it without creation, right?
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay. How can he do that?
I don't know.
Okay. That's why you're God's logical. He's dependent.
I don't see how that concludes it, because
it does.
For example, the Trinity, right? I assume you just believe in the Trinity.
We'll get to the Trinity in a second, but the reason why it is dependent is because what are the options? Let's think about it, right? Well, without creation means any creation he's ever done, right? I don't care how many creations he's done, all of those are eliminated. It can't be creation because then he'll be dependent. It can't be another God because there's only one God. So who else can he actualize his love to?
I mean, hypothetically, you would argue basically that God loves his own self within the Trinity. So why couldn't God love his own self?
Himself will be a personal pronoun. The Father loves the Son and the Holy Spirit, and all the way through. So that wouldn't be loving himself. That would be loving someone else.
Well, for example, right, we both agree that God is the creator. Is God, for example, God before the creation, what did he create to be the creator?
Oh yeah, good question.
And that would also apply to you, wouldn't it?
The reason why the eternal energy that he uses to create is his will. He doesn't need creation to have his will. So when he wills creation,
the attribute of being the creator, right?
That we wouldn't say that's an attribute of his essence. No, we wouldn't say that.
So God is not necessarily the creator.
He is the creator because he has an eternal act where creation comes from, but it's not. We wouldn't say that's a positive attribute of his essence. We wouldn't say that.
But he was not always the creator, basically, you believe?
He's always been the creator because he's eternally willed creation. But the act of creating is temporal.
He did not.
The actualizing of creation is within time. It manifests within time.
So he was the creator before creating because he willed to create.
He's eternally the creator because he eternally willed to create. But the act of creating, the second act, is manifested in time.
Okay, then what's hypothetically, right? What if you said the same thing about loving? What's the difference?
The difference is you don't believe in the same theology I do or the same
Is
model.
God, is God dependent on the creation to be the creator?
No, because he could have not willed creation and still still can exist within himself. He doesn't need to create in order for him to exist.
No one said he needs to create to exist. I'm saying
Yes, he does. That would be the argument. That would be the argument. He didn't have to create. He chose to create within his will, right? His will eternally willed creation, but he doesn't need creation in order for him to exist.
Okay, but we're not talking about him existing. We're talking about
That,
attributes, right?
but for you, it would be because Allah's attributes are identical to his essence, his existence.
Yeah, but the actualization is not.
Yes. If the actualization, if he doesn't love before creation and then loves after creation, hold on, brother. Do you believe if the attributes are identical to his essence, that means it plays into his existence? If Allah's existence is eternal, meaning no change, if there's any change within his existence, then it's a contradiction.
I'm saying to you though, right? I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying to you, we both agree on the attribute of God being the creator. But before the creation, how was God the creator even in
I don't hold that God being the creator, which has to do with his energies, is identical
You have to have
to
created
his
something
essence.
to be the creator, does he not?
Brother, I don't think you're listening to me. The difference is, please listen, we don't believe in the same theology, man. So this is not going to work the same way. You think it does, but it doesn't. Okay? So I don't believe that I believe there's a distinction between his energies and his essence. Okay? So the energy, the eternal energy, I'm going to clarify. Energy would be his actions, God's actions. The essence is his existence, like his nature. Okay? We, in my theology, we don't know his essence. I can't make any positive claims of his essence. Only thing I know is he's outside of time, he's omnipotent, all the omni properties, which are apophatic. It's just basically saying what he's not. I know he's immaterial. I know he's not within time.
Can I just start with something first? Are you Catholic, like to be exact? Or
No, I'm Orthodox. Okay.
Keep going.
So when we say that he's eternally the creator, is because the eternal act that makes him the creator was always there. But the manifestation of the creation happens within time. So he's not eternally creating. The creating is within time. The energy in which the creation comes from is eternal, but that's his will. And he doesn't need it in order for it to exist, because like I said, it's an energy. It's an energy that it's not going to be attributed to his essence. Okay. Sorry, one more thing, because that was a lot. I'm sorry. One more thing and I'll let you talk. The reason why I said all of that is the difference between you and I is you don't believe in everything I just said, right? What you guys believe is his attributes are attributed to his nature or his essence. We're talking about Allah, right? So that
I'll tell you what I believe, because you're talking to me, so like there are attributes that relate to the essence of Allah, is that, right? And then there are the actualizations of those attributes. For example, right, when God spoke to Moses, that was actualized at a point in time. Mm-hmm. At some point, he spoke to Moses. He's not speaking to Moses right now.
Right.
And he wasn't speaking to Moses before Moses, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So does that mean that for God, for example, would we come and say that God had to have Moses there to be able to speak to Moses? No.
Yeah, but we're talking about, so I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with Allah's love being temporal in the sense of like, okay, like for example, like Muslims believe Allah loves his believers, right? If I go from not believing in him, where he doesn't love me, but then I take my shahada and then now he loves me, I wouldn't say that's a problem. That's a manifestation of his love within creation, right? If we're talking about temporal acts. I don't well actually there is a little bit of a problem with it, but I'm being charitable right now. So I'm not talking about the manifestation. Are you there or did you get a call?
I am here.
Okay, okay. So I'm not talking about the manifestation of his acts within time. I don't have a problem with that. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing within his nature that is not subject to time. If there's a change or anything that he's dependent on, that would be a problem.
For God to be the most loving, right? He's not dependent on someone else to be there. If we're talking about his essence, his attributes of his essence, right? But when we're talking about the actualizations, then that could be applied to any theology, right? We could say that God was dependent. I mean, we wouldn't say this, but someone could try and say God was dependent on Moses for Moses to be there, for God to come and speak to Moses.
Yeah, like I said, this is within time. Like I said, the manifestations of these acts within time, I'm not really arguing, bro. That's not what my claim is. My claim is within his nature that is not within time, because he's eternal. If there's any changes there, that would be the contradiction.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question to clarify your just so that I can basically understand basically so I'm not misunderstanding you, right? So hypothetically, if God, in your understanding, right, do you agree that God, for example, in times and places he spoke to prophets or he revealed things
brother.
or whatever?
Yes, brother. Here, look. Let me give you an example, okay? It's not going to be a perfect analogy, but maybe this will help you understand. And I'm not faulting you for not understanding this. This takes a lot of thinking, okay? But maybe this analogy is not going to be a perfect, just going to disclaimer, okay? This is not a perfect one-to-one analogy to God, but it will help understand what I'm trying to illustrate, okay? So the sun, for example, okay? The sun shines and it burns and rays and heat come out of it, and it comes to that heat and that light comes to the earth, all right? That happens constantly. There's no change in that. Even though we know it's created and it changes, but you know what I mean, okay? That's a constant thing. We receive sunlight during the day, okay? Now, if I have a piece of grass and I let that sun shine on it, nothing will really happen. But if I dig a hole and then I put a seed in it and I put water on it and then let the sun shine on it, a plant will grow from it, okay? Now, that sunlight didn't change. It's always there. What changed was the situation that happened here on earth to cause the plant to grow. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Like if we're going to use this illustration is God doesn't change. God doesn't change, but his energies come to the earth, and then depending on the creatures that change will depend on how these things manifest. Right? So him talking to Moses, the example that you're using, which is a good one, him talking to Moses, him being there, not being there, all those things are dependent on Moses, and then him speaking and everything. All of this happens within creation. I don't have a problem with that. I don't even have a problem with you saying Allah's love temporally acts within time and stuff. That's fine. We believe in the same thing. What I'm talking about is the initial act, right? In the illustration, the sun shining, right? God cannot change himself. If the sun is the one that moves all around, we're cooked, right? We're either going to freeze or burn, right? Same thing with God. If God is changing and moving all around, then he cannot be the creator. Make sense?
Yep, I fully understand.
Okay. It's not a perfect analogy, but it helps.
Not agree that God was not al-wudud prior to the creation.
Then that would be a change. Then he gained an attribute after creation.
Because he was always al-wudud even before the creation.
Yeah. I mean,
simply creation was there. He chose to actualize his love in different periods of time.
Got it. Okay, yeah, fine. I'll grant that to you too, but that's still a problem. Okay, so for example, I am a creature, and because I'm a creature, I'm within creation. That means that I'm within time, space, and matter. I have the potential to walk. That doesn't mean I'm always walking, right? I always have the ability, but I go from not walking to walking. That would be a change. Okay, that's because I'm a creature. I'm within time. and my nature will move and go in motion all along the way. Okay. Time is the measurement of change. Time is the measurement of change. I'm gonna say it one more time. Time is the measurement of change. So anything that changes is within time. But you believe that God is eternal, which means outside of time, or not subject to time, or not measured by time. But if you're saying something in his nature went from potential to actual, then that would be a change. And that would be a contradiction.
No, we're not saying within his essence, his nature, that he changed at some point. We're not saying this. We're saying that he was always al-wudud, or the most loving, prior even to the creation. But simply put, that when the creation was created and after that fact, then he chose to actualize the love to some of the creation.
Okay.
Just as
so for example,
believe yourself.
So for example, I know you don't see it, but I got a can of Celsius, okay? This can of the liquid inside has the potential to be cold or hot. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. But if I put it in the fridge, it will then actualize its potential to be cold. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a change. It went from warm to cold. Right?
Yeah.
It didn't lose its liquidity. It still stayed liquid, right?
Yeah, it's still liquid, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm okay with you saying,
reasons.
but you would just admit that it is a change, even though it didn't change it from being a Celsius, right? It still remained a Celsius, right? Even though it went from warm to cold, it's still
a Celsius drink.
It's still a Celsius drink.
I mean, unless it froze in the.
Unless it froze, okay, fine. But yeah, I mean, like these analogies are never going to be perfect. But you understand what I'm saying, right? It's still Celsius, right?
Yep.
Okay, and that would be a change, right?
If it went from.
It went from warm to cold.
Yeah. It would be a change, yeah.
Okay. So if let's use Allah's attribute of most loving. I'm going to grant to you that he always had the attribute of most loving. That never changes. I'm going to grant that to you. But if that attribute, just like in the example of being potential to actual, lukewarm to cold, if he goes from potentially loving to then actualizing his love, that would still be a change, even though the ability never was gained or lost.
Okay.
Make sense?
I understand, yeah. But the thing is, I would argue that when we're thinking about God and attributes and all these things, I don't think that everything can be fully comprehended in the sense of, right? Because I would put we both, okay, let's go with something we both agree on. We both agree that God is the creator, as I mentioned. But prior to the creation, what did God create?
Yeah, so that's what the Muslims try to.
You would not say that God created the Son. You would not say that God created the Holy Spirit or the Father.
Right.
Right. You wouldn't say that they created each other.
No, they're not created. No. So it's a question. It's a question that the Muslims.
The Trinity, they loved each other before the creation, so that the Christian God was always all loving.
Yeah, he doesn't need creation to actualize it yet. That's right.
Right, I understand what you're saying. And before the creation, he was always loving. They were loving one another, so they were always loving. Whereas you're trying to argue that the Islamic God, once he needed the creation to love them, to be the most loving.
Correct. Yes. Yep.
Okay. I would argue that this argument falls back on you because you also agree that God is the creator. What was he creating before the creation?
Okay, and that's a fair question, and that's what the Muslims try to flip it on it. But see, here's the thing. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I believe in EED, right? I kind of already explained it a little bit, but his essence is not something that we can make any positive claims on. We can only say things that we know he's not. We know he's not within time, so he's eternal. We know he's immaterial, meaning not.
So why can't we just say the exact same thing? Like we don't
Can't.
claim to know how.
That's not your belief.
How was God loving before the creation? We don't know.
Can't do that because if you're gonna at the end of the day you don't believe in the same thing. You see, the attribute of loving for you guys is identical to his essence. You're making a positive claim of what his essence is. We don't make a positive claim on any of his essence. We just make apophatic claims, meaning
There
we know
there
what he's
is
not.
a difference between the actualization and the essence.
No, I agree. I agree with that, but the attribute itself is identical to the essence. There's a distinct.
The
There's
attribute of being the most loving is part of his essence. Yeah.
exactly right. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I agree that the actual action of it, the actualizing of it,
That yourself.
is
You
going to
don't agree
be.
that, for example, his essence is the most loving, or the creator, or
Well, see, that's the thing, though, bro. We make a real distinction between the essence and the energies, which the energies will be the act, right? The actualizing. So we believe that God's energies are always
yeah, but
actualized.
the creating would be the action. But the
No, actually, it
being the
wouldn't.
creator
That
is
wouldn't
the
be
essence.
that wouldn't be the first act. No, the first act, the actualizing of where creation comes from, is from His will. His will is eternal. But the creating, like for example, like boom, there's the earth and then water and this, because we both believe that God creates ex nihilo.
This is
Ex nihilo.
actualization. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All of those that is the manifestation of His will, and that happens within time. That's the temporal act of it. I don't have a problem with temporal
Yeah,
acts.
we agree on that. Yeah.
But the creation, the actual creating, is not eternal. It's temporal. But His will is eternal, which is the first act of where creation comes from.
Okay, that's all fine, but the attribute of being the creator. We're not talking about the action of how he created, when he created the earth and all these things coming into, and we both agree that that's actualization, and that happens in a time, at a in a place. We both we agree on that. But the essence attribute of being the creator.
Yeah,
which
that's
we
not.
both agree that God is
No.
the creator.
Yeah, but that wouldn't. I would say. See, here's the difference. Okay, you're saying He's the creator because He has an attribute within His essence that He creates, right? We're saying
Yeah, he's the.
we're saying we don't say any positive claims of His. We don't acquire any attributes, any positive attributes of His essence. We don't know His essence. All we know is His energies. So we know He has an eternal energy, which is His will, that He wills creation. Therefore, He's eternally the creator, because that act of willing creation is within His will, which is eternal. But the manifestation of the actual creating, like the sun, moon, and stars and all that stuff, that all happens temporally within time.
Honestly, Bear, I think what would be beneficial for us both is, because I'm not sure you fully really understand me, and I'm not sure maybe
I do understand you. I don't think you understand
I
my.
should go, I'll go research from my perspective, and you can research from your perspective, and I'll join back on another time, and we can talk about this exact topic.
All right, brother. No worries.
Do you have like another argument that you would also like to bring up? Because
No, that was it. That's the topic for today. Some of the Muslims. I used to argue this a little while ago. I get bored of it quick, but I bring it up because a lot of Muslims try to.
I would like to touch on the babies going to hell.
Well, you say you don't have a. You say you don't have a problem with it.
Like, I don't have a problem with it. If
Yeah,
God,
then if you don't have a problem with it, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
But
There's no argument there.
Okay, no problem.
I don't have an argument. If you're okay with it, then that's fine. It is what it is. I don't have an argument. Most people don't believe it.
I don't believe that in Islam that's what it is, but
Wait, you don't?
Hypothetically,
You don't believe?
To
Wait, you don't believe
I don't
that's?
believe that God sends babies to hell, especially Muslim babies. No.
Well, aren't all babies Muslim?
Yeah, all babies are upon the fitrah, which is basically Muslim. Yeah.
Right. So if your prophet literally says that they go to hell, then what? Not all of them, but some of them go to hell.
Can you show me like where he said that they go to hell?
If I show that to you, where he says some, not all of them, because he doesn't say that, but some of them do go to hell.
I don't believe it inherently shows that the religion is false, because hypothetically we both can agree that God can do whatever He wants.
That's why I wasn't going to bring the argument. But if you're going to deny,
research into it.
But why would you deny that that's true? Why would you deny that's true, that some babies can go to hell?
I wouldn't deny it. If you brought me proof that he said it, then I'll accept it. But
does that a problem for your theology at all?
The religion is false.
Is that okay? So you don't believe it's false. Okay, so you don't believe it proves it false. But let me ask you this: why would Allah send some babies
Well, just in the sense of like, if I said in the Bible that oh, it says in the Bible to kill babies, and so I don't believe that inherently shows that Christianity is
I
false.
I agree. I agree. That's why I wasn't really trying to argue it, but I just want to know
Or even like
if you're going to
some people say,
concede
oh,
and say I don't have a
Islam
problem
was
with it. I actually respect it. If you're going to say, well, if that's what it says, then that's what I believe. I actually respect that a lot more than what other
That's
people do.
exactly what I'm saying. But
Right. That's why I'm like I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But let me just ask you this. Let me see if you're okay with this. Do you think it's just to send babies who've committed no sin to hell?
I believe that justice is according to the definition of whatever God defines as justice. So if
And
he
how does he define it?
decided to do that, then that's what I accept that.
What's
and I
a
believe
lot? What, okay, no worries. Actually, I respect that answer too. But what is his definition according to Islam? What's Allah's definition of justice?
Well, I don't know what
And that's the problem.
every single thing that God defines as justice and why he defines it as justice and how is like God deciding what's right and what's wrong. We know what's justice based on what God has defined in
So for example, in Christianity, God's justice is whatever is aligned with his will. Right? So if it goes along with his will, it's just.
Yeah, I would agree with that definition as well. Yeah.
Okay, good. So then that means he willed babies who've committed no sin to go to hell.
Hypothetically, if it said it in the Quran or in the Sunnah, they should go to hell, then yeah, he would have willed. He had to have willed for them to go to hell if he's sending them to hell, right?
Okay. And you don't have an issue with that?
If that was the case, I don't believe it inherently proves Islam is false in the same way that, people say, oh, Islam is ISIS. Well, hypothetically, if Islam was ISIS, that doesn't show
Careful with
Islam
that word.
is false.
Careful with that word.
Hypothetically, if Islam did support
T groups.
marrying 6-year-old or rape or whatever else.
Brother. Hey, listen. Hey, brother, I gotta stop you. You're using all kinds of words on TikTok that you're not allowed to use. Okay, say grape. Don't say T groups for the TERRORIST people. Okay, don't use these words, please.
Right.
No worries.
So yeah, like T groups or the R word or any of this stuff, I don't believe it would inherently show that the religion is false. Just as I don't believe that in Christianity, if we mentioned, oh, in the Old Testament, God commanded to kill babies or God did this, I don't believe that inherently shows that Christianity is false either.
Yeah. So okay. So actually, I would agree with that. I don't have a problem with that. I respect that actually. However, if we don't know what the definition of just is, well, let me ask you this: is Allah's will within His nature?
His will.
Yeah.
Can you define that a bit?
Will, like what he wants or desires.
No, but can you clarify the question a bit more? So
Is it
I don't want to say something that goes.
is it an
like
attribute?
out of ignorance.
Is it an attribute of His nature?
Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to think about the question because I don't want to say something.
Where does Allah's
religion out of ignorance.
that's fine. Where does Allah's will come from? Where does it come from? It has to come from within Himself, right?
Within his essence, within his nature, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And do you believe Allah's nature is all good?
Yeah, but I believe that he decrees for things to happen in the world that might seem to be not so enjoyable to us, but I believe there's a ultimate wisdom to that we do not understand yet.
Yeah. So if He wills anything that's evil, then He has evil within His nature, right?
Not inherently, no, because I believe there's a wisdom behind things that we don't understand.
Well, I mean, if He wills evil, then evil's within His nature, right? Just like if He wills good.
In the Old Testament where it says that God creates the good and creates the evil.
That's that's an atheist argument, and that word evil that's being translated to English is the word ra in Hebrew, and that word ra can just mean calamity or disaster. Which, by the way, in context of that verse,
in Arabic, the same can be said. It can mean calamity or
correct.
hardship. Or
yeah, and they're both Semitic.
necessarily-
They're Semitic languages, so the context is what gives you what it means. When you're reading what he means in Isaiah, it's a judgment passage. It's passing down judgment. That there will be disaster that's coming, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean moral evil. Evil doesn't have an existence. It's not created, according to our paradigm. According to your paradigm, evil is created, which would bring a contradiction to say that Allah is all good.
Well, we believe that it's his like universal will,
Mhm.
which would be, for example, he wills that you do good deeds. He wills that you believe in the right things and
Yeah.
this kind of thing, right? And then there is like we do believe there is an extent of free will where you are able to do the right thing or the wrong thing, right?
Yep.
And you know when you go into
Well, we gotta circle back on that
the
one.
matter of
Real quick, bro. Listen, what was your name? I can't
Abu
read it.
Usama.
What is it?
Abu Usama.
Abu Wasama. Okay. Very nice talking to you. I can't read Arabic, so that's why I needed to ask you. Abu Wasama, very nice talking to you. Go do your research. I'm sorry to cut you short, but I am running late. I got to get to work.
That's all good.
But you're welcome to come back if you want to pick up. If you had a thought you wanted to finish or whatever, you can come back and pick up where you left off. You're welcome to come back. Just remind me, because I can't read Arabic, that it's you, and we can talk again. Okay.
You can just probably remember from the profile picture.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I'll probably remember it, but just in case. But anyways, pleasure talking to you. Have a blessed day. I do got to go though. All right, brother.
You too, man. Have a good day.
All right, God bless. All right, guys, I do got to go. I'm wrapping this up. YouTube, thank you so much for all the love, for all the super chats. Guys, don't forget the YouTube memberships are out. You guys get early access to new videos, a bunch of emotes that are coming out, and a lot of other perks that you're getting being a YouTube member. Also, guys, go check out the GoFundMe that we have going on as far as what we're trying to do to get this thing going full time so that Peace and I can come together and make content and bring some more things other than just debating, some other ways for us to teach you guys the Bible and learn a little bit more about Jesus, okay? Shout out to the Muslim on my Discord who motivated me to bring this topic today. We have plenty of clips today of Allah being okay, or them being okay with Allah changing, okay, which is absurd, right? But they want me to point out the absurdity when they're already talking about the absurdity. So, anyways, love you guys. God bless you guys. Don't forget to follow Peace on the panel. Hit the little plus sign next to her. Don't forget to sub to her YouTube. But I do got to go. I'm about 10 minutes late. But love you guys. God bless you guys. In the name of the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit, now and forever, into the ages of ages. Amen.